Years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
866-323-7529, 250 Pele, Saddlebrook. Diana Magala, licensed in New York and New Jersey. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
The Travelers Championship. This is the place to see Keegan Bradley, Justin Rose, and Tommy Fleetwood, June 24th through the 28th. For tickets, visit TravelersChampionship.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
As we are about back on both signals as the Nets game has ended and the Yankees spring training game is over. If you missed, I did, Jets Giants free agency, why I thought they've both knocked it out of the park and why the Giants have had one of the best off seasons in the entire sport. And we got a lot to get to on the baseball front. We'll obviously get into the WBC as well. Italy up 4-2 right now in Puerto Rico. So the Providence of North Italy, known as New Jersey. The prides of New Jersey, I'm kidding. They are, taking it to Puerto Rico, and the tournament's been awesome. It's funny, I've been dying, and we'll get back into the football in a second. I've been dying to get my girlfriend into baseball. She's into sports, does not watch baseball, kind of like, leaves the room when I put it on. And last night, she's like, why isn't it like this all the time? We were watching USA versus Canada. She's like, this is awesome. She goes, baseball should be like this all the time. I was like, thanks. I was like, you didn't want to watch it in October with me, but, now you're watching. But last night was great. Team USA. Big one tomorrow with Dominican Republic, which should be exciting as well. And, all the effort that the MLB put into having the U.S. and Japan not play each other, how hilarious would it be if it ended up being like Italy versus the Dominican Republic, and neither of those teams made the final. Obviously, that's not happening. There's no way Italy beats Japan also, if they even win this game. 888-808-1019. Giants, Jets. We have hope in New York football for the first time in a long time. There is a shining light. There is some sunshine, just like the weather. I know it's cold again, but just like the weather, the sun is coming out on the horizon of New York football. And yes, the Geno Smith signing is not a disaster. I don't think it's a disaster. I don't think it's franchise altering. But if you are the Jets, you have to try and compete. You have to win games this year. You cannot tank again and reset the process again. Reset this and start from step one again, firing the coach, potentially firing the GM. And then you're going to lose players who are not going to want to be here anymore. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, to name a few. And you may lose Breece Hall this offseason. I don't think so, but there's still a possibility. And you're going to have to start from scratch again. And it would mean that your free agent signings and your draft picks this year meant nothing. But if you go out there, you win 7 games, you win 8 games, it means you are making progress. It means your coach may not be as incompetent as most of you think he is. 888-808-1019. Also, 6:30 Big East final. That kicks off. We'll react to that live as well. I got my St. John's gear on today. Gordo in Connecticut. What's going on, Gordo?
Anthony, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Hey, man, a big Jets fan. My message is this. Let's pump the brakes on Geno, right? He is what he is. Lower our expectations. If we get 7-8 wins, that's a big victory for the Jets.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. And it's not a bad thing. It doesn't, cripple their future because they won too many games. Winning has never been a bad thing. We have gotten so far away from the plot with that.
Hey, the last thing I want to see is Geno do extremely well. The Jets have a great season.
And they sign him to a huge contract.
And folks start getting crazy saying, hey, maybe Geno can do it another year. Maybe he's our guy. And we invest everything in Geno to be the top quarterback. Geno is what he is. He's a third-string quarterback. He's going to be around 7-8 wins. We need a quarterback. Can we get better? Yes. But Geno's not a frontline quarterback. And we have enough draft capital to get one next year. We have 4 draft picks, correct? 4 first-round picks?
No, 3, but then you also have 2 second-round picks, I believe.
Say it again, sir?
And then you have 2 second-round picks.
Yeah, so, I mean, between all that, you can get somebody between the draft capital, whatever money they have for free agency, whatever cash is there, they can find a frontline guy next year. But it's not going to happen in 2027. But it's not going to happen next year. Geno is what he is. If he can get his 7 wins, consider it a victory, and then you go on the hunt for your frontline quarterback.
Yeah.
And then you begin to mix the noise.
That's right. I appreciate the call, Gordo. Great call. That's my whole point. Winning has never been an issue. Now, the only way Geno was back, and it's the absolute, it's like somehow they defy all expectations and they end up in the divisional round or the AFC Championship. They're not getting there. But that would be the only way you turn around and say, well, maybe Geno is the guy. It's not going to happen. Even if they were to make the playoffs, there's a good chance you're going to turn around and say, well, they could probably get better at quarterback. They have 3 picks in the first round next year. They have their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. They have 2 picks in the 6th round. They have a ton of draft capital. They own all their picks in the first 6 rounds of the draft after that. The Colts may not be good next year because you don't know when Daniel Jones is going to play. I don't think he'll be ready for training camp, but you don't know when Daniel Jones is going to play. The Cowboys could be just as bad as they were this year, and they were drafting 12th. So if you have, let's say the Jets have 3 picks from 10 to 18. Let's say they have 10, 13, and 18 are the picks they have next year. It could be worse than that, but let's just say that's what it is. You could trade 2 of those picks. I don't know if you're a team, you're going to want all 3 picks in the same round. You could trade 2 of those picks and a pick the next year and a day 2 pick, whatever it is, for a top 5 pick next year, top 3 pick, and get the quarterback you want. You could trade all of that draft capital and get the QB you want that's on the trade market. If there's a QB available free agency-wise, they're going to have all the cap space in the world to work with again next year. So I don't want to hear, they're going to win too many games and they're going to screw themselves. Because that is never, the answer is never, you got to lose. You have to lose. It's never been the answer ever. Please tell me consistently, not the outliers, consistently. Because I got to tell you, if you're going to tell me one every 20 years, the top overall pick or the number 2 pick, franchise-altering pick, put a team in the Super Bowl, that's not enough for me to tank. It's the same thing with the NBA. How many of these teams, outside of Victor Wembanyama, in the last 15 years, how many of these teams getting a top pick, the number 1 overall pick, completely changed their lives? We could just look it up. Let's look up the list of first overall NFL draft picks over the last few years. Cam Ward, obviously, Caleb Williams, 2 guys we're hoping to see. I think Caleb Williams is good. I think Cam Ward is going to be excellent. Bryce Young, okay. Decent. Probably not going to be much better than he is now. Trayvon Walker. Trevor Lawrence. Jury's still out on him. Joe Burrow, okay, I'll give you that one. Kyler Murray? No. Baker Mayfield, it's been a while. Still hasn't really turned into... I like Baker Mayfield. I think you could win with him. Not franchise-altering. Myles Garrett, franchise-altering. It's okay. Not a quarterback, though. Jared Goff, very good quarterback, was not worth the number one pick. Jameis Winston, Jadeveon Clowney, Eric Fisher. Andrew Luck never panned out. Injuries, obviously, we're not going to hold that against him. Cam Newton was great. Again, injuries derailed him. Sam Bradford, Matt Stafford. Like, there are more flops. You could go back to freaking 1994, and there are more flops at number one than there isn't. And the majority of the guys that weren't flops were not quarterbacks. Peyton Manning obviously was great. Orlando Pace. Mario Williams was okay. Myles Garrett. It's not a foregone conclusion. You're going to go out there and just win because you got the top pick and you got the top quarterback. So why are you sacrificing all of this football to lose? Josh Allen was the number 7th overall pick. Again, that puts you at 7 to 9 wins, puts you in that 7 to 13 range. Patrick Mahomes, I think he was the 12th overall pick in his draft. Lamar Jackson was the 30th overall pick in his draft. And I'm just going off of more recent guys. Mahomes was 10th, and they didn't tank. They traded up for him. Part of my point. Justin Herbert was 9th, I think, in his draft. He was the 6th overall pick. Okay, so a little higher. Again, hasn't won anything, though. Jalen Hurts, 2nd-round pick. Russell Wilson was a 2nd-round pick, 3rd-round pick maybe even. Tom Brady, end of the draft guy. Brock Purdy, 7th round. Tyler Shuck, obviously, not a franchise-altering quarterback. But I'm saying it's about picking the right guy. It's not about getting the number 1 overall pick. Sacrificing a year of football, 2 years of football to get the number 1 overall pick. If he doesn't turn into a legend, you're flopping. You're cutting your legs out from under you. So Geno Smith gives you the chance to build winning habits, to build a foundation. He is not the quarterback of the future, but what he does is he gives you a puncher's chance. You're not going to be trotting out Justin Fields and Cook and Zach Wilson and Timmy Boyle. And if the quarterback is available via the draft, free agency, or trade, you will be able to go out and get him. 888-808-1019. There is no... I cannot pick apart what the Jets have done this offseason. I know a lot of people have crushed the Geno Smith signing. To me, it's a low-risk move. And I know a lot of people have praised them for it. I also don't think that you are going to see much of a return on it. But if he goes out there and throws for 3,800 yards, it could be more, but let's just say 3,800 yards, and he's got, a 24 to 16 TD to interception rating, and his completion percentage is north of 68%. These are just like benchmarks, and I'm sitting here thinking, I don't even know how, he was a 70% completion guy with the Seahawks. Was able to step in after Russell Wilson. And at one point we were saying, wow, Geno Smith might be that guy. So I'm not saying that's him, but I also think he's one of the more talented QBs the Jets have had in the last 25, 30 years. And when he played behind a good offensive line with some decent receiving targets, obviously Njigba was the best wide receiver this year, but he was kind of emerging the year prior. The Jets have a good offensive line. The Jets have a borderline elite wide receiver in Garrett Wilson. They have a good run game in Breece Hall. They have a tight end in Mason Taylor. They have ancillary offensive pieces in like A.D. Mitchell. They'll be able to add a wide receiver in the draft if they want. They could go in the second round. They have 2 picks in the first round and 2 picks in the second round. They're going to be able to get better immediately. So I don't understand the outrage over Geno Smith. I also don't understand, overhyping him, because Jet fans tend to do that to themselves. Either they just talk themselves into it out of desperation and it blows up in their face, or let's say they start 3-1, 3-2, and they're going to get a little too excited. It's a good signing. It's not a great signing. It's not a terrible signing. It is a good signing, and it is just a proof that the Jets are doing stuff more competently. You're going to go into the offseason with the training camp with Fields and Geno Smith, and potentially maybe it's Ty Simpson, maybe it's one of these day 2, day 3 quarterbacks. Maybe Ty Simpson is a day 2 quarterback. And your quarterback room is going to be competitive. It's going to be better. You're going to have all of this stuff working in your favor. These steps are being taken. The Giants, in my opinion, have had one of the best off seasons. The Jets have had a very good off season. They're obviously in two different situations. The Giants are going to be expected to compete this year. They have the quarterback. They have the defensive, line. They have, neighbors and a good running back room. They're going to be expected to do a little bit more than what the Jets are this year. The Eagles are kind of retooling. We don't know if the Commanders are going to hit on all these signings. They've had a very good offseason as well. I'd probably say the Jets have had a very good offseason. So, again, this is not criticizing the Jets. I'd probably say the Giants, the Commanders, the Titans, and the Raiders, even though the Max Crosby thing blew up, have had the best free agency so far. You don't win anything by winning free agency. But the Jets are not expecting to compete next year, at least from the outside looking in. What they are expecting to do is to build something competent, to build a competitive team, to begin to build winning habits. And they have done that in the only way they have. They've retooled the coaching staff. You got Frank Wright. You've turned around and you've been able to go out there. I see somebody say Cooper Flagg when it comes to tanking. What has Cooper Flagg proven yet? I'm not saying he's a bust. It's just you can't say Cooper Flagg when it's been 1 year. I truly believe that the Jets are doing things the right way. And I also think it's harder for Jet fans, because why would you? I've been there. Obviously, my other teams are not the most well-run teams across the board in the other sports, not being a Jets or Giants fan. And I get it. I get why you can't believe that this team might actually be doing something right. You don't believe in the coach, which he hasn't given you a reason to believe in him. But the hope is that they get the job done this year and he starts to show those signs. Because the other option is you bottom out and you're cleaning house. You're probably losing a lot of talent on that roster. It means your free agents were not what you thought they were. 888-808-1019. We got a lot to get to. I got you all the way till 8 o'clock. Italy up 4-2 right now in the bottom of the fourth. In that one, we're a little bit under 2 hours away from the Big East final at the Garden between St. John's and UConn. A lot more to get to. Anthony Gallo on the Fan, back after this.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
They need two guys. I believe two veteran quarterbacks, the Giant model. Okay, that's what I'm calling the Giant model. Yes.
Giant model of last year?
Yeah, that's what they need, and then they can draft one.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
IKEA presents Keep It or Let It Go.
Oh, I've had these punk t-shirts forever, from back when I still had a mohawk, back when I still had hair. I'd yell anarchy at strangers for fun. Now I apologize when my emails are too long. Is this me now? Am I a sellout?
With Storklinta six-drawer dresser from IKEA, you can give your t-shirts the quality storage they deserve. So don't sell anything you love. Store it instead. Shop bedroom storage at ikea.us/bedroom storage. Dream the possibilities.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. You know, after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you 3 major 5G networks to choose from. Switching cities? Switch your network. That's like calling your own Audible. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Hey sports fans, when it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. During the big games this season, toast your friends and your team with a Dew and a brew. At home or at your favorite sports bar. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. William Grant & Sons, New York, New York.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey iHeart.
Today with Selection Sunday. Tomorrow, the Big East Championship tonight. UConn, St. John's at the Garden. WBC right now, Italy versus Puerto Rico, and then you get Japan versus Venezuela. I drew a blank there for a second. Tomorrow, Dominican Republic versus the U.S. Knicks Warriors tomorrow. Jam-packed sports weekend, and we inch closer to the NBA playoffs, to the NHL playoffs, to baseball starting back up again. Exciting times. And the Knicks, I do want to get into, try to cover everything here. I don't get that much time, and I ramble, I get sidetracked. Because I do want to get into Team USA and Dominican Republic as well, and the Mets and the Yankees as they inch closer to the season. But I don't know who this guy is they're showing on TV right now, the broadcast, but his hairpiece was awful. Sorry, that was a little meaner than I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. The Knicks, last night, not the prettiest game. They had to go out there and kind of grind out a win against the hapless Pacers. The Pacers 15-52. But again, a team that is tanking circumstantially because their best player got hurt in the NBA Finals. And they don't have to worry about their core wanting to compete because they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals in back-to-back seasons. But last night, Mitchell Robinson went out there and had one of the more impactful nights. I was able to help this team win. OG Anunoby played great. Jalen Brunson, great game as well. Almost a double-double. Before we jump into the whole thing, Mitchell Robinson's stat line, incredible. 12 points, 22 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's one of like only 7 players to do that with less than 32 minutes in the game because he only played 31 last night. But I thought last night was encouraging for multiple reasons. Like, I think this Knicks team is, they are good, and I think they're doing things right now that are really starting to show you their ability to compete and what they're going to be able to do in the postseason. And I am not – I saw the quote earlier today. I think it was Fred VanVleet that, like, we need to pump our brakes on the Spurs. And it's kind of the same thing with the Pistons. Like, they haven't even – the Spurs haven't won a playoff series, if I'm correct, and the Pistons haven't won a playoff series. They haven't won 3 games in the playoffs. And we've anointed them already the better team than the Knicks when it comes to crunch time. But I'll get in that in a bit. I keep harping on that. I know a lot. But last night, and yes, I saw the Knicks chat. I saw the chat talking Knicks, and I wanted to jump in and I was going to wait a little longer, but we can get into it now. So you are right. They obviously we're streaming on YouTube as well. They have this thing about them that we have been so negative as a fan base about this Knicks team. And last year I joked, but was kind of serious when Mitch was out, that we don't really know what this team is going to be until Mitchell Robinson is back. And he consistently shows you when he plays at the top of his game, and he does it a lot, but when he plays at the top of his game, teams have zero clue how to respond to him, how to deal with his defensive presence, his presence not only on the defensive glass, but also on the offensive glass, his ability to just alter shots, completely alter you when it comes to his ability to stretch his coverage on the defensive end. He really changes this Knicks dynamic. And I thought last night was another example of that. You didn't have Cat. You're playing the Pacers. We're not the Pistons. We don't use losing a player as the reason why we can't compete with a lowly team like the Pistons losing to the Nets a couple weeks ago without Cade. So when I sit there and I watch this team play, I can't help but think they are as good as I thought they were. And I know a lot of people have been on Mikal Bridges a lot lately. And I thought his defensive effort was there last night. Offensively, he clearly is a guy who's affected offensively when he is struggling. It's clear he gets in his head. And last night he got 3 free throws, which felt like an anomaly. But similar to last year, in the second half of the season, he has shied away from contact, has shied away from getting to the line. But I don't think I need him to do anything more than be an elite defender, knock down the occasional open jumper. But the way OG played last night, the way Brunson played last night, the way Cat's been playing, Cat's been very good. The other night when they lost, who was it? Who did the Knicks lose to? 1 second, I'll tell you right now. They lost to the Clippers. Cat and Brunson played excellent. OG had struggled covering Kawhi Leonard. The rest of the ancillary pieces were not there. And I can look past it as that's going to be interference in the Team Italy game. The guy clearly just reached over the wall, so he just cost them. I think he's wearing a Puerto Rican hat. That's going to be, oh, man. Oh, no, he's not. He's wearing a Team USA hat. That's definitely not a home run as he reached over the wall. I don't know. What's that? It's going to be interference. What's that end up being? That's a ground rule double?
Probably, I would think. And he knows he messed up.
Oh, he has that.
They already marked it as a ground rule double. The immortal Italian great, Andrew Fisher, with a big hit right there.
Yeah. Part of the Italian Baseball Federation. Yes.
We love
Italian American Baseball Federation. He's from Jersey.
Andrew Fisher.
Yes. Yeah.
They let anyone into these exhibitions. I'm telling you.
Oh my God! I'm not doing this with you today. At least they get to keep the trophy, unlike the Stanley Cup.
That's a joke.
I'm sorry, I was joking. I'm just trying to rile Rosie up. But we're talking about the Knicks here. I was just reacting to what I saw on TV. We're talking about the Knicks here. Rosie's trying to get me off track here with his nonsense. He hates America. That's what it is. A lot of people here hate America. Not like me. I bleed for the Stars and Stripes. Last night, Bednar, Yankees, you got a closer. That guy, Stones. Would have been nice if the Mets went after Mason Miller after losing Edwin Diaz the way he looked last night, but this guy is, I know, I'm saying I'm not getting off track. This guy's embarrassed right now. He just cost them a run. That definitely would have been a bases clearing double. He's going to get kicked out. He has to get kicked out there. Yankee fans, you know that strategy. You know, what's his name in right field over Tony Tarasco?
What's his name?
Yeah, what's the guy?
Come on.
The guy. No, I don't know it. I don't.
Come on, you can do it.
I can't even guess it.
Really?
Yeah. I was like 6 years old.
The immortal Jeffrey Mayer.
Jeffrey Mayer. That was a strategy Yankee fans used to have, interfering with play.
I think Mayer was a plant.
What's a plant? He was big pharma, big tech. The Yankees put him. Steinbrenner had him out there.
I think they knew, and they're not gonna kick the little kid out. So it was an easy win. And honestly, without Jeffrey Mayer, I don't even know if the Yankees have a dynasty in the 90s.
Paul Rosenberg, the glue. One guy who got way too much flack was Bartman. I almost forgot that one. That was that's my heyday. Right
Steve
there.
Bartman, Moises Alou.
We don't even know if Moises Alou's catching that ball, and that poor guy. Thank God the Cubs didn't put in the World Series. That poor guy had to go into hiding. We don't know if the Cubs are winning that year. Do we think the Cubs beat the Yankees? We're doing it. I'm off topic now. This is why I was saying I'm trying to get to the Knicks here, and I have ADHD. But the Knicks, NBA champions. Back after this. I'm joking. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo, the fan. We'll continue the next conversation on the other side. I got distracted. I need to take a break. And Team Italy is now blowing this one wide open as, they don't even know what to call us. But all right, this guy's forgiven now. So 8-2 now, Italy over Puerto Rico. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo on the fan.
Yankees opening day is 11 days away. On your home for Bronx Bombers baseball, WFAN, New York.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. When fighting lymphoma, leukemia, or myeloma, the right care team makes a difference. Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Donato, Chief of Stem Cell Transplantation and Cellular Therapy at Hackensack University Medical Center's John Thurr Cancer Center. As the state's largest and most experienced CAR T-cell program, we pioneer life-saving options that empower your immune system to fight cancer. For personalized care in Hackensack or Neptune, call 833-CANCER-MD.
FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. From now until that final 68 is revealed, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on your college basketball bets. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single day. Build a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout or try live betting and jump in after tip-off. Best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. That's FanDuel.com/New York to get daily profit boosts on your college basketball wagers. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure and has all the betting markets you want. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Starter drops the Beasts of the Big East limited edition capsule, celebrating the grit, history, and legends of one of college basketball's most iconic conferences. Meet the starters all week long through March 14th at Macy's Herald Square on the corner of 7th and 34th Street. You can also shop the exclusive collection at Lid's 42nd Street location and starter.com. Don't miss out on your exclusive starter gear before it's sold out.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
The Travelers Championship. This is the place to see Keegan Bradley, Justin Rose, and Tommy Fleetwood, June 24th through the 28th. For tickets, visit TravelersChampionship.com.
Start the day with Boomer and Gio, mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Anthony Gallo on the fan, 888-808-1019. That was one of those times that I forgot to have the instrumental and not the actual song. So when my voice went through, I was like, oh, that sounds awful. Paul Rosenberg is our Josh Hart. He is. He's finally playing the music for my folder. That's why I got so much better. Italy up 8-2 over Puerto Rico. You know, just because I like to make fun of the Sixers almost blew a 28-point lead tonight to the Long Island Nets as they continue to tank for 15 years. Not the Nets, the Sixers, as the process is still processing. And Jeff fans, apparently, you want to just trust the process for that long as well. 888-808-1019. Richard in Manhattan, what's going on, Rich?
Anthony, first things first, Bednar threw 28 pitches yesterday. No way Aaron Boone would have had him throw 28 pitches in an exhibition game. That was a tough inning.
Richard, you never disappoint. He was great. It was electric. I was so fired.
It was electric with 28 pitches. I'd rather him be not as electric and 14 pitches.
Well, I mean, he got the job done. It doesn't matter.
Got the job done. Hopefully no residual effects. I understand.
Oh, my God.
All right, before I get to St. John. Okay.
You can't live life like this, Richard. You can't.
This guy, Bruce Pearl, to put down another school and say my school deserves to be in the tournament more than Miami of Ohio. It is despicable. His school 2 years ago lost to Yale. He should know the spirit of the NCAA tournament.
And Richard, you know the backstory. It's his son.
Yes, of course. His son only got the job because he wouldn't leave unless his son got the job. And he's a shady guy.
Yeah,
but more than that, I don't mind a guy shooing for his son or the school. But you don't put down another school. Never. You don't do that. You say our school belongs to be in, deserves to be in. Wait for the selection committee to select, and that's it. But to go out and put another school down is ridiculous. ridiculous. It's not in the spirit of the NCAA.
Well, he's
at all.
also a guy who's got a lot of, he got fired
That's
from
right.
Tennessee for,
Correct.
violating a lot of
But all of that doesn't matter to me, Anthony. You don't put down Miami of Ohio.
No, I agree.
Okay?
I agree. And
That's it. Number one, don't put down anyone else for your gain. No way. All right. Now, as far as St. John's, Anthony, let me ask you. If we win tonight, meaning St. John's,
right.
do we get a 4 seed?
It's tough. I don't know. I mean, right now they have them as a 5th seed, and I think a lot of it is how other conference tournaments play out. I think that if they win tonight, they would, in my opinion, be deserving of a 4 seed, but a lot of it also doesn't. For me, last year I got so hung up on the seeding. For St. John's, it just matters what side of the bracket.
They got unlucky last year. They faced Calipari and Arkansas. That was a very, very
Which
difficult.
probably was the worst matchup they could have gotten.
I know. Unbelievable.
I appreciate
so
the call,
just
Richard.
Hope we get.
I appreciate it very much. Richard is consistent. That the Bednar thing is awesome. I love it. I can't live life like that. I can't. But I love Richard. And a couple things. The Bednar thing, I'm not worried. It's 28 pitches. He's juiced up. The adrenaline's rolling. It was awesome. It was awesome. And he was doing it for the Stars and Stripes, America. The other thing, Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl, great coach. No one is, denying that. My thing with Bruce Pearl is he's had issues with scandals in the past. He does a lot of virtue signaling. And the other thing is, too, you can't rip. And it was a notable tweet he put out when Stephen A. was ripping Bronny and the LeBron James factor. You cannot rip nepotism and LeBron James for the Bronny situation when you forced your former employer to hire your unqualified son to coach a team which has been a disaster this year. There's no way Auburn's not getting in at all. It doesn't matter if Miami of Ohio doesn't get in. And then say, of course I'm defending my son and I'm pro-nepotism. You're a hypocrite. And he's not very good on TV. I'm sorry, he's not. And Miami of Ohio is getting in. They won 31 games. They won more road games than Auburn played this year. So it's a non-factor. As far as the seeding goes, and Richard also made a good point too. They did go to the Final Four last year. Auburn was great, but they lost in the round of 64 and the round of 32 2 years in a row. So they lost the first and second round 2 years in a row. And in his 5 appearances at Auburn, he didn't make it out of the second round. He did go to the Final Four twice. This is, again, he's a great coach. But I'm saying he should know better than anyone what these mid-majors are capable of. They also, the mid-major at-large team, I was reading the stat the other day, is more likely to win a game in the tournament than the power conference team, Big East included, and their bubble teams getting in. I mean, we saw it a few years ago. Indiana State, Seton Hall, Providence were all deserving. They put Virginia in, and they got blown out in the play-in game. Miami of Ohio will probably be in the play-in game. I still don't think they deserve that. They should be in the tournament, one of those actual games. You win 31 games. You win 31 out of 32 games, you should be in the tournament. It's just, I'm sorry. It's the most deserving. First of all, it's not the best teams, because a team can have a non-deserving resume. How many times have we seen it, and they didn't get in? As for St. John's, I'm more worried about who they're matched up with in the second round in the Sweet 16 than I am them, and the first round, obviously, as well. I saw Akron, but that doesn't mean anything. Joe Lenardi does a great job. He's the guy I love the most when it comes to the bracketology thing. Has them as a 5. I don't think they drop below a 5 unless they get embarrassed tonight like they did in Stores a couple weeks ago. So they'd be a 6. But if they win tonight, if they win decisively, they'll be a 4. If they win tonight, they could still be a 5. Maybe they're the higher of the 5, the top 5 seed out of the 4. But we'll see. This is a good St. John's team. I think last year's team was more properly built. I think this team is more talented. They lack that true point guard, but what we've seen out of their guard play, specifically in the last 2 weeks, has given me a lot of confidence. And Zuby Ejiofor, before we get back to the Knicks conversation, Zuby Ejiofor is a guy who deserves his number retired. for St. John's. He's turned the program around. He is the poster child of that. He stayed and worked, was behind Joel Soriano, who's, very good in Patino's first year, was a good St. John's player, and has only gotten better. And he's a national finalist, a top 5 guy for Center of the Year. He is, again, especially if they win tonight, that's back-to-back years, regular season, and conference tournament champions in the Big East. It's never happened before, and it's certainly never happened in St. John's history. And then hopefully I want them to win tonight. It's not, last year I really wanted it. As a lifelong St. John's fan, a guy who lived and died with the Big East my entire life. Last year I really wanted the Big East tournament, and whatever came after that was ancillary. This year, win or lose tonight, if they don't get to the Sweet 16, it's going to feel really disappointing with this St. John's team. But Pitino is the guy he is. And it's, the best coaching matchup we're going to get in any of these conference championship games. I may regret saying that. We're going to end up seeing a different, one. But in any of these conference championship games we're going to get, Hurley's going to be a Hall of Famer. Pitino is one of the greatest. I think he's the greatest ever in college basketball history. So awesome night for New York. I mean, you can honestly say awesome night for New York, too. Puerto Rico, Italy. What's more New York than that? 888-808-1019. I was talking about the Knicks before we went to the top of the hour break. And, I think there's a lot of things that you could pick apart with this team. If you want to cherry pick it, Mikal Bridges being the latest of reasons why the Knicks, according to Knicks fans, cannot win a championship. Even though the national media, the executives and coaches around the league think the Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference. And that's with Tatum coming back. That's with the Pistons doing what they've done. But only the Knicks have it held against them. And none of this matters because it's just conversation. It's just a narrative. But only the Knicks have it held against them that when they lose a game, it's apocalyptic. The Pistons lost 4 straight games, 2 of those to the Nets and the Heat. And it was never a conversation of, they clearly can't win. They're the unbeatable team. Haven't you heard? But when the toughness and the physicality gets upped by everyone, all 16 playoff teams, how are the Pistons going to react to that? We've seen this Knicks team do this before. The Randall-led Knicks specifically, the team that lost in 2021 to the Hawks, or even, the first year with Brunson. We've seen these teams out-physical teams in the regular season. But then when the postseason comes along, whether it was the Hawks in the first round or 2 years after that when the Knicks played the Heat in the second round, when a team punches you in the mouth, when you've been punching everyone and no one swung back at you, metaphorically, what are you going to do when you get hit back? That's the question we're going to ask about the Pistons. I also think it's the question we're going to ask about the Spurs. I do think the Spurs are more of a legitimate title contender than the Pistons. But they also haven't gone through their lumps. Like, the Thunder had to go through consistent disappointments. We saw the Nuggets go through it and the Celtics go through it. The Pacers have gone through it now. Pacers have kind of accelerated in that aspect. All the Sixers and the Cavs do is take their lumps. They only disappoint in the playoffs. But to look at the Cavs and the Pistons and say the Knicks obviously can't beat them, and you're giving them the benefit of the doubt, it's kind of short-sighted when you look at this Knicks team. And 888-808-1019, I look at the way this Knicks team is built, and I'm not looking at one individual game or one individual player, but looking at the sum of their parts. Offensively, they're one of the best teams in the league. No doubt about it. Defensively, they're one of the best teams in the league. And over the last month, they've been one of the 3 best defenses in the entire sport. They've consistently held teams now under 100 points. A couple of the games that were high scoring. The Clippers-Lakers losses were bad. But, going into that, They held the Nuggets to 103 points, the Thunder to 103 points, even if they lost, the Spurs to 89 points, the Bucks to 98 points. They've held teams in check now for over a month. Defensively, they've clearly taken a step. They haven't gotten the credit, but they've clearly taken a step. They are a better defensive team than they were a year ago. They are a deeper team than they were a year ago. They are potentially a better offensive team, I think, because of, the additions of like an Alvarado and, OG looking a little bit more comfortable in this system than he did last year. Diawara becoming a little bit of a player. Landry Shamet, a more established piece in this rotation. But when you look at it, let's go offensively. They could score at all three levels. Close to the basket, mid-range, three-point. Post play, they could play inside out, they could play outside in. They could run in transition, they could slow it down. Defensively, they can throw. If you take Cat and Brunson out of the equation, because obviously Cat, not a good defensive player, inconsistent effort, although at times when he does show that effort, he actually does put it together. Brunson shows effort. He's not a good defensive player. He's laterally slow. Take those two guys away from it. Everyone else on this team that plays significant minutes can play defense. Bridges, OG, Mitchell, Robinson. They are legit elite defensive players. Josh Hart, who they also didn't have last night. Josh Hart is a very good defensive player. Miles McBride, if they get him back, I don't know if we're getting him back, but if they get it back, he's a great on-ball defender. Diawara, Alvarado, Landry Shamet, good defensive player. All of these guys are good defensively. So they now could throw multiple looks at you. They could throw a lineup that's going to run out there. They're going to bang you up, and Shohan as well, great defensive player. They could throw a long lineup out there. They could throw a small lineup out there. They could put two bigs on the floor. They could shoot from the outside. They could attack the basket. They could hit the mid-range shot. They're actually one of the better mid-range shooting teams in all of the NBA. But they are able to do it in so many facets. They are able to throw so many different looks at you. If they play a team like the Cavs or the Celtics where they have lethal, elite players on the wings, at any moment, they could throw one or two different guys at you that can handle those assignments. OG can handle Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Same thing with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. Mikal Bridges, same thing. And we saw in the playoffs what he could do in big moments when they need to get the stops. Mitchell Robinson broke Joe Mazzulla's brain last year in the second round. When he is out there and he is effective, he is one of the more game-breaking centers in the league. He is one of the best interior defenders in all of basketball. He is certainly one of the best offensive rebounders. He's an excellent rebounder in general. Alvarado gives you a little bit more grittiness. I don't know if McBride is coming back. I am operating on the assumption he isn't. But if he did, you have Alvarado and McBride who could spell Brunson at any time defensively, who you could pair with Brunson at any time and not stall the offense. You could run a lineup out there of Brunson, Hart, Bridges, OG, and Mitchell Robinson, and you're getting offense and defense. You could run a lineup out there and swap, Cat in for Brunson, and you have a bigger lineup. You allow Bridges and, Hart to be more of the ball handlers. You can, throw in an Alvarado in that situation and take Hart out. There are so many ways that they can run this lineup. They could put a faster lineup out there. They could put, they can throw things at teams that I don't think anyone in the Eastern Conference can do. And I'm certainly not going to think James Harden at age 36 is now going to turn into a primetime postseason player when he hasn't shown that ability at all. Donovan Mitchell, great player, and I'm not blaming him for all these losses. He has not gotten out of the second round of the playoffs. He lost to Jalen Brunson in Dallas, where for 3 games they didn't have Luka Doncic. And they had to deal with Jalen Brunson leading the team. And Mitchell lost to him the next year in the playoffs. But we give them the benefit of the doubt. But Knicks fans cannot allow themselves to believe in this team like they believe that they are worse than the Pistons and the Cavs. Yeah, the Celtics are the team I worry the most about because 80% of Tatum is scary to me. I still think the Knicks can beat them. I'm not saying even going into these series that the Knicks are going to be favored against them, but I also don't think it's fair to completely write them off. The Knicks are a legitimate title contender. They are the closest thing to a title contender we have in the city. Yankees obviously right next to them. I believe that this team is going to make a run. I think they'll be back in the Eastern Conference Finals, but the point is to get past the Eastern Conference Finals. It's not just get there. I think if the Knicks get to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose like they did last year, Brown, Leon Rose, Brown might get fired, but Leon Rose and Brown will be on the hot seat. It'll be as hot as it's ever been going into the next year. If they go to like 7 games and they lose on like a last-second shot, or they lose by 6 in a game 7, maybe I could see them saying, like, we're right there. If they lose before the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't know which way they go with this team. They may blow it up and just have, Towns might be on the move. Bridges might be on the move. But we're not thinking about that yet. The playoffs are around the corner, and it is a different animal. And a team like the Pistons is going to have to show that when they get punched in the face, they're still able to maintain that toughness. The Knicks are a game behind the Celtics. They are a game and a half ahead of the Cavs. I would say the 2 and the 3 seed is the bare minimum. I would like to get the 2. You get the play-in seed. You avoid having to play potentially not a team that could beat you, but a team that could give you, the Raptors, are currently the team they match up against. I think the Raptors are, I actually think the Raptors are better than the Heat and the Magic, but I do think the Knicks have played them well. They match up against them well. But you want to avoid having to play the second round series on the road. Let's say chalk wins out. Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, in that order, are the 1 through 4 seed. Cavs obviously play the Pistons in the second round, and the Knicks would have to play the Celtics, but again, as the road team for the majority of that series. And I think that's what you want to avoid. You want the Garden. You want the ruckus. You want the chaos. You want 7th Ave, going crazy. Side talk, all of that outside, going nuts. Having parties here. But you don't want to slide. They certainly can't slide the 4 because I'd hate to play in that 4-5 matchup and have to go and deal with the Pistons. I would like to see the Pistons in the conference finals. I would like to see them in that situation. You're going to have to get through at least the Celtics and the Pistons to get to the finals. One or the other. You're not avoiding all of them. I do think it's imperative, though, for them to stay in that 2-3 slot, but the 2 slot changes my confidence. I don't think the Pistons are, choking away enough games for them to fall out of the 1 seed. But it's going to be an exciting time. There is going to be a lot of fun here. We're going to get, March is like the preamble to the start of the baseball season and the NBA playoffs, and we get NBA and NHL playoffs, and, we should have at least the Islanders in. Yeah, I didn't even realize how bad the Devils were, but I knew the Rangers were bad. But we will have the Islanders in. So we'll have Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll have the NBA playoffs. So there's a lot of excitement coming. The Jets and the Giants, we're going to build off this free agency and go into the draft. And after the draft, there's going to be a lot of excitement surrounding New York sports. And as long as the Mets don't screw it up, because we know the Yankees are going to be legit. And I'm saying this as a Mets fan. We could have a very fun spring here in New York. 888-808-1019. We'll get back into the conversation. We'll jump into the Mets-Yankees conversation. WBC, St. John's, UConn at 6:30. A lot to get to right here on The Fan. Anthony Gallo, back after this.
When the bullpen door opens, when the bracket busts, when the pick is in. And when news breaks in New York sports, there is only one place for the true diehards. 1019 FM WFAN. And always streaming live on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
866-323-7529, 250 Pele, Saddlebrook. Diana Magala, licensed in New York and New Jersey. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Travelers Championship. This is the place to see Keegan Bradley, Justin Rose, and Tommy Fleetwood. June 24th through the 28th. For tickets, visit TravelersChampionship.com.
IKEA presents Keep It or Let It Go.
I stood out in the rain for 10 hours for these sneakers. I called in sick to get them, and then I actually got sick. Now I won't even wear them if there's a chance of rain. How ironic and sad. But still, how could I get rid of something I treat better than myself?
With a PAX wardrobe from IKEA, you can proudly display your sneakers. And with delivery and assembly, you don't even have to leave your home. So don't sell anything you love. Store it instead. Shop bedroom storage at IKEA.us/bedroom storage. Dream the possibilities.
Hi, it's Alicata here for CertaPro Painters. I've been spending a lot more time at home lately, and my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is happy. For me, sometimes that can be challenging. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. And hey, ask about their spring sales event and get 10% off on qualifying projects.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-4094.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your official station to talk Yankees. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free
clock. What was it?
It was a salute.
It was a salute, like Team USA rounding the bases.
I love the exhibition salutes, though. That's awesome. That's awesome for Team USA. I love it. I can't wait for tomorrow night. USA, DR.
I have to bring something up with you, though. So we talked about it last week when I was on. Rosenberg does not get... Rosenberg is... We have a lot of strange eaters here at the Fan. I'll say that much. You know, Steve and his cereal. You know, Ack and his... When he was here, you know, his 15 cups of ice. Connor Green eats only Chipotle and bacon, egg, and cheeses. And Paul Rosenberg, who is not a, you know, is a desserts connoisseur. I will say that much. Doesn't eat cheese. He's a fraud with that, though, because he eats cream cheese. He doesn't put condiments or cheese on his sandwiches. And today, I got a weird look from the deli guy when I went, you know, I'm a team guy. He calls himself the glue. I'm really the glue. That's what the G in Gallo stands for. I got him a sandwich today. And what did you get? Honey turkey, lettuce, tomato. Pickle, which is good. Pickle's good ad. But, you know, I could sacrifice the condiments. You got to have a cheese on there. And the guy looked at me. He's like, you don't want any condiments? No cheese? No mayo? Nothing? I was like, it's not for me. No.
Dry, man. Because the cheese,
Dry?
cheese is awful. And the mayo ruins the flavor of the tomato, the lettuce, and the honey turkey.
No, it does. So when you get a BLT, you just get it dry?
No, there's bacon, lettuce, tomato on it. I also, it's like when I drink coffee, I don't use milk because milk ruins the flavor of the coffee bean.
We're men. We don't put milk in our coffee.
Right, but everything
Unlike
else.
CMAC, who it's, 1/10 coffee, the rest is milk.
Correct.
Yeah. I didn't mean to out him there, but, you used to get him iced coffees. But
I get him iced coffee on any day but Friday. Friday is the issue.
Yes, I get it. We know. But and when you get a BLT, you get it on rye bread, right?
I get whatever they have. It doesn't matter to me. The delivery vehicle of the BLT really doesn't matter. Roll, rye bread.
Did you just call bread the delivery vehicle?
Yes, it's a delivery vehicle of the actual meat and the actual things on the sandwich.
Oh, and Nico Scarlatus, not the weirdest eater, doesn't eat chicken cutlets and doesn't like cold cuts. He told me this like one time on the overnight, and I'll never let it go. He does have like a gigantic bowl of pasta every time he's here, which I am jealous of. But I had to bring it up. My reputation is now tarnished at
the deli.
At the deli, these guys love me, and now they're looking at me. They're like, "This guy."
There's nothing wrong with just having a plain sandwich without condiments.
Live your life.
That is living my life. I'm legitimately doing that.
Technically, you are living your life, but I'm still going to criticize it. 888-808-1019. I love you, Paul. We got a lot to get to. Let's get back to the call. Spike in St. Petersburg. What's going on, Spike?
I told you I'd be a pest here. First of all, Paulie Rosenberg may be the nicest, kindest, amiable person.
Spike, how much did he pay you to say that?
No, he didn't. I've known him a long time, and he's just a gentleman. And listen, I told him to get shoe fly pie. I know he doesn't like cheese. You know what shoe fly pie is?
No, it sounds like a mythical thing.
If you go to the Amish, you guys don't have kids, I guess. So it goes to the Amish.
I've seen this before. Yeah. I've seen this before.
It's delicious if you like desserts, and if he goes and gets one, I'll reimburse him for him because you'll probably eat the whole damn pie. All right, I just finished with your famous watching Miles Turner. I tried to bet the under on offensive rebounds. They wouldn't take the bet.
Right.
He got none of that.
For those that don't know, because of my reference to Miles Turner's good rebounding in the not last year's playoff series, but the series prior.
Yeah,
Spike does not forget.
Yeah, you missed it by a year, but that's okay. Yeah, listen, here's what I see. I spend 2.5 hours pretty much every day. I got one friend at my age still alive, and he played Division I basketball. He was a great player, but a lifetime ago, and he said to me the following. He says the second most important player on the Pistons is the Thompson kid, and he told me. Now, I can't track it down. I've asked Alan Hunt. I've asked a lot of guys I know. No one knows. I heard he broke his ankle. Do you have any report on that? And I have one more thing.
Are you saying Thompson broke his ankle?
Or Sir Thompson.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that. I'm going to give you. I'll look it up on the injury report. We would know that.
Well, you can look it up. It's going to say he's out indefinitely. and not to be looked at for whatever. Because if you don't have him, they're gone without him.
Well, I mean, he's also an elite on-ball defender. Him and his brother are
tremendous. Yeah, he's tremendous.
His brother is a better all-around player, but they are both elite on-ball defenders.
Anthony, they both can't shoot. You know what it's like? The two best teams in the league are in the West, and San Antonio has to go through the cauldron of like Detroit did with Chicago. Okay, here we go. The East, to me, it just looks like Detroit, with their schedule, they're not going to come back past first. They'll probably win it by a game or two. I think Cleveland's going to take out Boston because I think there's a dynamic here, and I love to hear a youngster like you who knows basketball very well. I really
appreciate that.
No, I do. I listen, I hear. I mean, I'm old, but I wasn't born yesterday, just the day before. So here's what I come up with. The Vassell, Castle, Harper, the backcourt, they can't shoot. I mean, Vassell could knock them down. Castle has to learn how to shoot, but he's the best player in the backcourt. No question.
Right, 100%. And Champagne's a good secondary piece, but he's not carrying their offense at times.
Where does the brother play? The other St. John's kid. What's him?
Well, his brother didn't go to St. John's. But I think his brother's on the Wizards.
No, I know. But they both can knock down the three.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so final remark. Thanks for the time. I think no matter what we think right now, 1 through 4 is not. It may shift in the order, but if I had to choose a team to play right now today, I'd play the Pistons.
And you know what, Spike? I appreciate the call. I don't disagree. So many Knicks fans have crowned this Pistons team, and I'm not really worried about the Cavs. I am worried about the Celtics. Even with the Vucevic injury, there's a pedigree there. The thing is with the Celtics is they are going to win and lose depending on how many shots they hit. If they had a healthy team, they could get around that deficiency if they're missing shots. If they're cold, they're an easy win. But if they're knocking down their shots, they're a difficult team to play. Everyone does everything on that team. They all play defense. They all shoot. They all rebound. They're good at moving the ball. The Thompson injury, I think they said he's moving in the right direction. I don't know if that is, I don't think he broke his ankle. He looked like he rolled it, but I don't think that he's out. I don't know. I can't go off of that. But Spike is a great caller as always. Loves his hoops. The Pistons also, even if Thompson is healthy, they don't have like that secondary scoring option. Like they don't have a guy in the playoffs. There's a big difference between on a random night in February when you're playing the Wizards, if a guy goes off, it's just a totally different night. Jalen Duran, great player. He's not carrying the offense. He is more, a product of, what the offense is doing around him, like a lot of bigs in the league today. When you look at, Tobias Harris, essentially it's Cade Cunningham scores 24 a game. And, Durant scores 18, 19 a game. And then it's like, Harris and Duncan Robinson are 13, 12. They're not creating their own shots. Specifically Duncan Robinson is a more set shot guy. Isaiah Stewart's averaging 10 points a game. I'm sorry. He's not. He's getting those off of offensive rebounds and putbacks and alley-oops. The other guy on the team that could get buckets, but it's, again, not someone who I'm losing sleep over. St. John's alum, Danish Jenkins has been a very good player for them. He has grown into a really good role player for this Pistons team. Most of you don't even know who that is, but that is their level of secondary options. But he's also not a guy who's going to go out there and light up the spreadsheet. The box score. Sorry. I don't know why I said spreadsheet. The Pistons are a good up-and-coming team. They're still a year or two away from me before I'm ever going to take them as a legitimate contender. I'm sorry. And everyone always says they're so tough. Their toughness. How many times have we just seen a team win with toughness? The toughness is the reason why they won. Every tough team was also a great basketball team. The Pistons in the late 80s. The Bulls in the 90s. The Knicks never won, but they were also a good basketball team. This Pistons team is a better version, in my opinion, of that 2021 Knicks team. They are a much better version of that team because they actually are, they actually have real NBA players, and it's not, Elfridge Payton, playing 30 minutes a night for you. They are a tough team with a young emerging star, a kid who's going to win maybe MVP this year, who has punched everyone in the mouth, has thrown the elbows, has gotten in faces, shoved guys. But when that energy is matched in the postseason, what are they going to do? When I look at the Cavs, a lot of it is I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm viewing them as a team that's very good, that has the names on paper, but they do not have the guys that I think are primetime players. We've seen not just Mitchell and not just Harden consistently come up short in the postseason. We've also seen guys on their team, this current team, tell you the lights are too bright in the postseason, and they've struggled. They lost to the Knicks 3 years ago. Then the year after, they almost lost to the Magic, and they got bounced by the Celtics in the second round. Last year, they get through the first round, and they get embarrassed by the Pacers. And granted, the Knicks got embarrassed by that same Pacers team. But Evan Mobley, James Harden, and Donovan Mitchell, it's a very good three-headed monster. Keon Ellis, a good player, ancillary player as well. They are not a team. I'm not saying they're a bad team. What I am saying is I am not going into that series acting like the Knicks have no shot. I actually think the Knicks will be favored in a series against the Cavs. Against the Pistons, they probably won't be favored, and a lot of you are going to say they have no shot of winning. A lot of you have already written this Knicks team off. I believe they have as good a shot as anyone to get to the NBA Finals. And when you get there, you worry about the Western Conference, whether it's the Thunder or the Spurs or the Nuggets or the Rockets. You worry about it when you get there. Tatum's going to continue to get a little stronger. Tatum's going to continue to get healthier. He is going to really amplify that team. It's also like having a guy out there that you have to respect. He may not be able to get to the basket with the same burst this year. Like, we may not see him get back to that level until next year. He could still knock down the jumper. He could still create his own shot. And Jaylen Brown is a bona fide star. Jaylen Brown is every bit as good as Jalen Brunson and Cat are. Like, he is. I mean, he's better than Cat. He is listen, he's got a terrible hairline, and he, the whatever it is, Bayesian or whatever it's called, gets all over everybody's jersey. But he is a very good elite player. He's potentially, I'd have to really go through my brain right now. I'm not sure if it would be shocking to say that he's a top 10 player in the league. And if he's not top 10, he's right on the outside. A huge strikeout. Two guys on the corners. Arenado striking out. This guy's dad got a pirate patch. That's awesome. I don't know who this was. What was the pitcher? I'm assuming it's his dad. His dad's bald and he's got like the eye patch. I'm not making fun of him. He looks badass. Italy's still up 8-2 going into the eighth inning. 888-808-1019. Moose in Jamaica. What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, Anthony? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, dude?
You were speaking about the WBC, and,
yes,
and I'll be honest with you, I can't get into it. I'm in Rosie's camp.
Oh, that's okay.
I mean, it may be because I grew up only rooting for the Yankees, being from Queens, and that territorial aspect as being a Yankee fan in Queens, and still being a Yankee fan, even when it was like overly hyped in the 2013 season with all the All-Stars being selected. I was aware of all the All-Stars like Adam Jones and all that stuff being selected to the USA team. And I was in the process of getting my citizenship so I can claim the USA as my homeland, so to speak. Right. I just couldn't get into it. I really haven't even seen a single pitch of it except on like social media of highlights and stuff, or something on passing on TV or whatever, because it just seems like the grind of the 162 and then the playoffs, the intensity of the playoffs, watching it, rooting for your team, especially when totally they play different on the road.
Yeah, I get it. Listen, I love the WBC. I'm into it. I get into all of these things. When the FIBA World Cup comes around, I'm not as into it as this because it's a little bit more predetermined. But I like this stuff. Are you at all a soccer fan are into the World Cup?
I'm currently watching West Ham versus Manchester City. I'm a United supporter.
Okay,
Real Madrid supporter.
Where are you, if you don't mind me asking? Where? Because you said you just got your citizenship 10 years ago or whatever. Where were you originally from?
2014. I'm Sudanese. I'm East African.
So if they play in the World Cup, you obviously get into it, right?
If they had a country, it's currently in like an 80-year civil war. It's never stopped.
No, right. But they aren't they playing? Aren't they a part of the play-in? Or don't they have a chance in the?
They qualify. They attempted to qualify. I have to ask my pops if they actually qualified for the World Cup
I get it.
Year, but I don't think they did.
I totally understand why people aren't into it. I also don't, and I don't think you're actually downplaying it. You're not into it. Like I totally get that. Now, if their baseball's a long way away.
Totally like to agree with you. I totally respect Julio Rodriguez and Juan Soto acting like this is bigger for them than the World Series because their whole country's on their back.
Right.
The hopes and dreams of little kids.
Moose, it's funny you said that, and I appreciate you not calling me Tony, by the way. It's funny you said that because yesterday we see Vladdy Guerrero dive in the home plate the way he did. And I see people tweeting, oh, I've never seen him move like that before. And yes, these guys do care maybe more about this tournament than the World Series. I also remember in the World Series, Vladdy Guerrero doing the same thing. So I don't think these guys are actually, and I appreciate the call, my guy. I appreciate you as always. Mm-hmm. I don't care that these guys say they might care about this more than the World Series. They still care about the World Series. That was the perfect example of it. The WBC even tweeted it out. It was a side-by-side picture. It looked like an identical picture with a jersey swap. Vlad Guerrero diving in the home plate like he was Superman. These guys are not devaluing the World Series. When the World Series comes around, if Julio Rodriguez is in the World Series, if Juan Soto is in the World Series, which we've seen multiple times, they're going balls to the wall. You know who devalues the World Series? You know who undercuts baseball and Major League Baseball? It's not the players. It's the owners. It's 1/3 of the league never even caring about winning. That's where the problem lies. Bob Nutting, the owner of the Pirates. Castellini, the owner of the Reds. Fisher, the owner of the A's. Whoever the hell owns the Rays, those are the guys, the new Marlins ownership, those are the guys that are holding baseball back. They're the people devaluing the World Series. I've seen Aaron Judge and Juan Soto play their hearts out in the World Series. I've seen Shohei Ohtani win the World Baseball Classic. I've also seen Shohei Ohtani put on a masterful display in the World Series and treat it like there was no tomorrow. I'm not offended by these guys saying it. It does not make me nervous that Juan Soto, yes, on a random Tuesday in Pittsburgh when there's 13 people there because they don't give them a product in Pittsburgh to root for, yeah, the energy is going to be lower. But yes, last year, I know the Mets sucked and they choked away everything. Last year at Citi Field, night in, night out, the fans showed up. We put on a playoff atmosphere every year. When they were winning and they were playing well, they were feeding into it. And no, it wasn't as hectic as this, yes, because there is an intensity in a short 3-week tournament that you're not going to match until the playoffs. But there's still an intensity, and they fed into it, and it matters to these guys. But to act like playing 162 games, you're going to get that same level of excitement, it's not the same. And I'm not asking these guys for that. They care. I'm not questioning that. When Lindor said it the last time that he cares almost more about this than the World Series, I didn't get offended by that. Because you know why? When the Mets needed him most, last year, obviously not as much, but in the playoffs, when the Mets needed him most, Lindor was showing up. I never felt like there wasn't a care from these guys. Now, I wish there was a little bit more, for those people that do like the WBC like myself, I wish there was a little bit more buy-in from the American player. I don't care if they're boring. At the end of the day, I want to win. When the game starts, when I'm watching a game that doesn't involve a team I'm rooting for, sure, I want the excitement. And the Dominican team is awesome. They are a walking highlight reel. I saw Ray Jarvis talk about it. It's like the dream team. Like, they are a walking highlight reel. It's fun. The Team Italy, it's fun. This is cool. And it is gaining traction in Italy, which is the whole point of this tournament. They have a couple of guys who are Italian-born on their team. So it's not the majority of them are U.S.-born and Canadian-born. But they are clearly, they put the game on Rai, which is the Italian public channel. They, that's the one if you, like me, you grew up, your grandparents were watching that channel. It might not even be RAI. That's what it is. But whatever it is, they are getting into it. But that's the whole point. And I do get that there are people who feel left out. I'm sure there are. Like Moose. I'm sure, yes, he loves the country, but also you have that tie to, maybe your parents came from somewhere. You do have that tie. I don't really think it's like a question. When the World Cup rolls around, there's going to be a lot of people here. Yeah, they're going to root for the U.S., but they're going to root for, wherever their heritage is from as well. For me, I root for Italy and everything. If they play the U.S., I root for the U.S. That's fine. But I also think, with baseball, they're growing it. At some point, everything had to start somewhere. The Olympics was a few countries at one point. The World Cup was like 6 countries at one point. And guess what? When the U.S. joined the World Cup, at first, it was a bunch of Italian and Greek and Irish immigrants playing on the team. They didn't even speak English. So you have to start somewhere. And it's been a success. Every year, it's grown. The numbers they put out for the streaming and the cable numbers are growing every game. Even for Canada, Mexico, or Italy, Mexico, the game that decided the U.S. getting through had big numbers. So it's growing, and you don't have to love it. If you have a problem when it's played, I can't argue with that. I don't worry about that stuff. If a guy got hurt in the WBC, I'd rather him get hurt in the WBC than getting hurt on a back lot in Port St. Lucie. That's just me. If Edwin Diaz, they would have told us he stepped funny on a curb in 2023 and was out for the season, wasn't going to make me feel any better. And you can have your fears. And I do think there is also a generational divide on this. I do think the younger baseball fan is into this. I am 34, so I am not skewing towards the younger baseball fan. Me and my buddies, we're all into this. And the younger people I know, they're into it. It's fun. We also forget this stuff is supposed to be fun. And it's going to continue to grow. And then we're going to get another, we went from the Olympics to this, and we're going to get the World Cup this summer in the U.S. Hopefully. If you know who doesn't ruin it first. And that is going to be exciting. And a bunch of people who don't care about soccer in this country will get into it. And just like that, obviously, more prestigious, more solidified tournament, this is going to grow. And there is going to be more and more teams that are going to be in this, that are going to care about the game of baseball. And that's not really the crux of why I love this. I love the competition. These guys are playing for so much more than a paycheck. I think that's awesome. The level of competition is so high. But I also care that it's helping the game I love, my favorite sport. And it's growing. And it's going to be growing now in places. Italy, there's going to be people. Francisco Cervelli spends most of his time in Italy trying to build the game. He is Venezuelan born, but I'm pretty sure one of his parents is from Italy, and he has dual citizenship, whatever it is. Doesn't even matter. But he is growing the game there. He's helping build infrastructure there in that country. The Netherlands, obviously a lot of the players that play for them are, colonies, or I don't know how to describe it, but are territories of the Dutch. But it is going to grow there the better they are. There is a lot to care about this. And I know the American fan probably is like, why do I care if the game grows? Well, then it goes away. That's why. There's one sport in our country that doesn't need a global audience, and it isn't very global, and it's the NFL. They try very hard to grow the sport, and they've done a good job. I know in Europe people care, and they do care around the world. It is probably the least global out of our 3 biggest sports, basketball, baseball, football. It's the only one that does not need an outside market to survive. That's just the business of it. And it's okay. It's also okay if you're not into it. To say it doesn't matter is also short-sighted, which a lot of people do seem to say. People are showing up to the stands, people are watching the games, and the guys playing the game are playing at a high level and putting 100% effort into it. That's all that means. The only reason why we don't care about the All-Star game in the NBA anymore, and we don't care about the NHL All-Star game anymore, is the lack of effort. Specifically in the NBA, the lack of effort. We cared when they acted like they were playing for something. And that means less than any of this. And we, for 3 weeks leading into the NBA All-Star game, we cry about it. No, here's a case where guys are taking it serious and playing for something, which I love. The level of competition is there, and I'm into it. And I'll be locked in tonight when I get home. I'll be locked in tomorrow. I know my girlfriend's already sick of me. I told her baseball starts at the end of March, and she was like, why is there baseball on our TV every night? But she even herself is getting into it. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo on the Fan. I got you for another 2 hours until 8 o'clock. The great Danielle McCartan after me. Back after this.
It's Evan and Tiki middays on the Fan. 101.9 FM.
Something shocking happened that at the end of the day, to me, isn't that big of a deal, but it was shocking, and I respect and understand how the Giant fan may not take it the way I take it. And that was the stunning announcement that Evan Neal is coming back!
Get Evan and Tiki on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Hey sports fans, when it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. During the big games this season, toast your friends and your team with a Dew and a brew. At home or at your favorite sports bar. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. William Grant & Sons, New York, New York.
Starter drops the Beasts of the Big East limited edition capsule, celebrating the grit, history, and legends of one of college basketball's most iconic conferences. Meet the starters all week long through March 14th at Macy's Herald Square on the corner of 7th and 34th Street. You can also shop the exclusive collection at Lid's 42nd Street location and starter.com. Don't miss out on your exclusive starter gear before it's sold out.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. Here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's 10 chances to play all tourney long, from game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can even mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the action day after day. So visit FanDuel.com/New York to sign up today. FanDuel, it's time to dance. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh,
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain Scent Boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Ranger fans, shoot your shot with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Add some excitement to every Rangers game this season by downloading the BetMGM app and getting instant access to a variety of parlay selection features and live betting options. Enjoy same-game parlays, player props, boosted odds specials, the best daily promotions in the business, and so much more when you sign up. The chase is on for the next Stanley Cup, so get hyped for Rangers action all season long with an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
I should turn my mic on. Anthony Gallo on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Shout out to Paul Rosenberg, the glue, as we get the shift change, and Connie Buckets. A real bucket, not like Bam. Connor Green taking over. Real quick, and I want to, now that it's see that, I just triggered something in my head. So, any chance I get to, make fun of and expose Heat culture, the Miami Heat, for the fraudulent culture that they say to have, Pat Riley going tooth and nail defending Bam Adebayo, and I think it's historic, in my opinion. Like, I am not crapping on Bam. I think it is something that we're always gonna be like, 83 points, and the same way we do with Will Chamberlain. And I don't want to take away from it. What I took away from it was the Heat are not the team that they always, we're the hardest working, we're gonna fight, yeah, blah blah blah. Whatever they're saying is their dopey saying. And it was funny to see them act like this because, this tried and true tradition that we've just come to know as the Miami Heat and Heat culture, Pat Riley. And Pat Riley's defending his team fouling up 30 to get extra possessions and missing free throws on purpose is hilarious to me. Heat culture is not a real thing. Heat culture is no taxes and BBLs. Low income, whatever it is, no income tax, whatever it is, property tax, BBLs, thong bikinis. That's what Heat culture is. It's not because they just do it better than everyone else. They have 3 titles, and I get it, in a shorter period, but we treat them like they're the Yankees of like the 30s. They're not. So it was nice to see Heat culture slowly eroding away thanks to Bam Adebayo. 888-808-1019. Brett and Teaneck, what's going on, Brett?
Hey, how's it going? I just want to get back to the point about the WBC and the lack of personality on the U.S. team.
Yeah.
I was at the championship game last time around, and I was sitting right behind Mike Trout for the entire game, center field, and I don't think I saw that man smile once. All right,
okay.
He's living every child's dream, right? And I'm a food guy, right?
Right.
And I'll put it in this analogy. When I look at the dugout of the U.S. team,
it's seasonless.
It looks like these guys are eating boiled chicken, white rice, and steamed broccoli, right? When you look at the dugout of every other team, you know that these guys are eating right, okay? There's seasoning, there's personality, and someone's grandma's in there getting everyone hyped before the game. You know what I'm saying?
Brett, that is listen, I'm going to give you twofold here. I don't care if they're having fun. I want to win, but I also want these guys. It's what we used to say, about the Yankees. Like, obviously I'm a Mets fan, but it's like the Yankees of when they were losing all those years. They had Sheffield and A-Rod and Jeter, everyone. But we were like, they don't look like they're ever having fun. I would like to see this team have a little bit more fun. I think it is one systematic of the game of baseball in America. We've gotten so robotic with the way we coach and develop talent. And the players, there is no benefit to having a personality. I also think there is a lack of diversity. And I'm not just talking ethnically. I'm also talking about, socially, like financially. It has become a very, sport for, not an elitist sport, but like it's tougher to pay for all the equipment and to be in the big leagues, like that, all these big youth leagues. So I do think that plays a part in it. I think that there's a few problems with the infrastructure of American baseball, but they're still probably, we're going to see what happens tomorrow. They still have as good a shot to win this thing, and no one's going to care if they're having fun. I also think this crop of veterans, because I think Roman Anthony and PCA and Bobby Witt have actually showed some life. But Cal Raleigh, I don't care about the handshaking thing. I think it's stupid. Cal Raleigh is boring. Like, Bryce Harper is boring now. He's never boring during the season. He's boring now. I think that they don't have a flair to them. Buxton's got some flair, but even him, he's been dry. I don't know. Judge has always kind of been that guy, but he's also so good that you don't really care. And I guess that was kind of the thing with Trout. I think Judge is more exciting than Trout was, but I think it's been overblown with that. And I think the U.S. team has also just not bought in like everyone else. They've said things. Judge has bought in. Paul Skeens has said some stupid stuff, but he's clearly bought in. But Bryce Harper talking about the Olympics and stuff like that, it kind of takes away from it. So I as much as I'm into it, which I am, and I don't really care if they're having a ton of fun, like I agree with you on a lot of it. And the food line is great. It doesn't fall on deaf ears that the Italian squad, even though it's all Italian Americans, there looks like there's a little bit more seasoning on their chicken in that dugout than there is when it comes to the U.S. squad.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Brett. Great call. Two things can be true. I want to win. I don't care if if they look like robots tomorrow night and in the final, I'm not going to care. If the Mets look like robots out here, I'm not going to care. I also think there is some of it is cultural. Some of it is also just the systematic things of the sport. Baseball also in America, not everywhere else, baseball in America has become, it lacks a certain diversity. It lacks a certain financial diversity. It's become a more high-class, like sport. It's harder for kids to just, stick with it. One, it may be because of interest, but also the equipment. And now you got to join these leagues to be a part of it. And it's similar to an issue we have with soccer in this country and why it holds us back on an international scale. And I'm not going to dive into it. It's the pay-to-play stuff also hurts. And, I still think they're going to win the tournament. So none of this even matters. But the sport, as far as American-born players go, it's a certain demographic that is playing the sport. And maybe and we also don't, in this country, allow for guys to have fun. God forbid you look at a ball too long, some pitcher who just gave up a 500-foot home run is going to throw at your head the next game. We had all these unwritten rules that were so stupid. Yes, respect is a thing, but you're allowed to have fun. And baseball kind of leaned into it, and then they just went away, the let the kids play thing. So I do think that plays into it. I do think the having fun thing has just been a little overblown, though. Like, I think these guys care. Bednar clearly cared last night. Mason Miller clearly cared. Also, Mason Miller is not a demonstrative player, though. It's just not who he is. You saw it with Roman Anthony and PCA. And they're younger, and they were locked in. And it's going to grow the sport internationally. I also think there's ways that the sport could get grown domestically as well. Like there is things that they've stopped doing to grow the sport on different levels, whether your financial background or your ethnicity. Like there has been things that they've gotten away from. The player base on even a youth level has drastically changed. But again, it doesn't matter. If they win, it's not going to matter. We're not going to remember how much fun they didn't have. We're not. As it's now 8-4, Italy over Puerto Rico. There's one out in the top of the 8th. They got runners on 2nd and 3rd, Puerto Rico. So this one not over yet. Puerto Rican team that's had to overcome a lot of issues as well. Mitch at East Windsor. What's going on, Mitch?
How's it going, Anthony? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. I just can't wait for the Major League Baseball to start. I'm amazed that all these countries, imagine if the whole world took up the 4 major sports. It'd be completely night and day. But it's nice to see Brazil has a team, Italy.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's only good. I also, I don't want to be one of these people who's like, you got to watch it. I enjoy it. I don't want to, I don't mind people who are like, I'm not into it. I can't get with the people who poo-poo it. But it's good for the sport. If we love baseball, it's a good thing for baseball.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. And it's 11 more days is opening day? And
we're almost there. I think, what are we, 2 Thursdays away from opening day?
Yeah. And it'd be awesome. I'll let you know I'm a Dodgers fan. We were lucky to win it last year. So
wow.
You guys are the worst for baseball. We almost lost. It was a half a second. If Paz didn't drop the ball, it'd be a different story. And one more thing, what do you think about Arizona making a winner all the way in college basketball?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Mitch. Arizona, legit. I thought, there's a couple of teams I can't get a feel for. I think Arizona, Michigan, UConn is up there, but I think Arizona and Michigan are the 2 teams I would probably say one of them is going to end up winning it. But you never know. College basketball, so perfect example. Basketball has grown so much in this country, and the talent base is so deep, the talent pool is so deep, that come tournament time, anyone legitimately, not win the title, but anyone can win on any night. To see a team make a run now, we see it more and more. As the last 10 years, we've seen more 14 and 15 seeds get deeper into the tournament. Because one, you get confidence. Obviously, one win leads to another because of the confidence. But I also think the caliber of player has gotten so good in basketball. It's in every state. I think that there obviously is a gap between an NBA player and a very good college player. And you could see it in college at times. We don't see it as much with the one and done. And these guys come in so raw, they don't actually mature as much. But there's obviously the guys that are going to light up March. We may never see them again after that. Who was it? Denver. Was it Denver University a few years ago? They had that guy. He looked like an accountant. He was balding, but he was knocking down all the shots. They went to the Sweet 16. And I think he got a G League contract, but he clearly wasn't an NBA player. But in March, you could see when a team, specifically a team that's, maybe a mid-major, maybe a team that's not a blue blood program that's got a roster of, 7 or 8 juniors and seniors, and they do everything fundamentally right, they can compete with a big dog who's got all these sophomores or freshmen and transfers on their squad. So it's tough to pinpoint in college basketball. I do think Arizona and Michigan are the 2 best teams. Like St. John's, it's also, you look at each team and you judge what a success. For me, they have to get to the Sweet 16, and I won't feel as disappointed about this season. But then you look at a UConn, regardless of what happens tonight, they should be one of the 4 best teams in the country. But then on a Tuesday night, if they're playing McNeese State, they can lose. We've seen it. We've seen Kentucky. Calipari at the end of his run was getting eliminated every year by a mid-major team. I talked about with Bruce Pearl before. You see it every year now. I feel like there's less of the gigantic, less of the longer runs, but you see more of the low. Every year there's always a 14 or a 15 seed now that knocks somebody off. You don't see as many, low seeds making the Sweet 16 like we used to. But you still, the player pool has grown. NIL, I think there will be a little bit of an adjustment. You're going to see it get top heavy again. But NIL at times has evened it out, but I think it's going to shift again towards that. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo on the Fan. Eddie and Edison, what's going on, Eddie?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, dude?
All right, listen, this is the lineup I'm got right here. Imagine you had Nolan Ryan, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Bob Gibson. Who else I could call up there? Who's another nasty fastball? Well, anyway, imagine you taking the bat and you flipping it in the air. You staring at the pitchers. What would those pitchers do to you in the next inning when you come up?
They'd probably throw at you.
Exactly, dude. That's like an embarrassment. You don't stand them up like that.
Well,
dude.
you know what's an embarrassment? Giving up the 400-foot home run. That's the embarrassment. Go out there and get the guy out. But it's not a disrespectful thing, though. It's not.
But I'm telling you the old school, bro.
But, Eddie, but we're playing in 2026, dude. The old school, cool. A lot of things have changed. And I'm sorry. Like, again, Eddie, do you love baseball?
Yeah, I love it, man. What?
You're enjoying the WBC, I'm assuming.
Oh, most definitely, dude.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's okay. I'm not. These guys flip a bat. If you're taking it as disrespect and not taking it disrespectful that you just gave up a gigantic homer, that's a miss of priorities. And I do think there's times that warrant policing a player. I agree with that. You hit my guy, and it's getting. All right, you slide into second base a little funky. Like there's things.
Yeah.
Like CeCe Sabathia said it. If I give up a home run to a guy, he has every right to celebrate it. It's same thing with Bryce Harper. He said if I get struck out by a guy and he wants to fist pump and high step around, he goes, he's got every right to do that. And I get what you're saying. I know you're not like I understand what you're saying. That is the old school. I 100% get that. I also just think that it's okay. And I do think in Japan and Korea, they do it. And it's not a thing that it's looked at. It's a part of the game there.
Definitely.
And it's not.
Yeah, it's cool. Right.
It's like an art out there. So it's not only, and
man.
those are two countries that respect is a big thing. Like, so I don't know. I'm not telling a guy he has to have fun. Like Mike Trout was amazing. If he doesn't want to go out there and have a personality, that's fine. Also, some guys are just introverts. They don't have a good personality. Like we've seen it.
Yeah.
Like I always compare it to, the Manning brothers as opposed to, some of the other quarterbacks. Drew Brees was kind of dry. The Manning brothers, they're both fun guys. You want to hang out with them. Like, I got to be honest, Tom Brady has no personality to me. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. Eddie, I appreciate the call, Eddie. It's a great call. And I understand what he's saying. I know what he's saying. I know it's the old school. I get that. Also, Pedro Martinez, that's my heyday. I get it. I remember. I also think it's corny sometimes. You give up a home run, get the guy out next time. That's what you do. You get dunked on, block the shot next time. And we always want guys to be something they're not, though. It is also possible that a lot of these guys are just a collection of introverts, or a collection of dry guys, seasonless dudes. It's okay. I always compared it to when we get mad at someone who's the best player on a team or a perceived leader, and they aren't leading the way you think is right. Aaron Judge, perfect example. From all it sounds like, Aaron Judge holds his teammates accountable. That's from what was reported over the last year. It sounds like he holds his teammates accountable. I don't care about the speech that he was forced to give for Team USA. But he's also not a demonstrative guy. Carmelo Anthony, from all reports he was a good leader in the locker room. I know a lot of people hate Carmelo, and now I'm going to get calls about that. But he was a good leader in the locker room. He wasn't the kind of guy who was going to flip a chair. Derek Jeter was a leader. When did you ever see Derek Jeter lose his mind on somebody? You didn't. And there are guys who are more demonstrative. Lindor smiles all around the field, and everyone thought he was just not caring, and it turns out he's very hard on his teammates. But then we also get upset if they're too hard on their teammates because we can't make up our mind. So I do think that, I'm not saying it's what's holding the game back. I think what holds the game back, again, I'm going to say this again, what holds baseball back the most, even though I do think they have their issues on other aspects, it's not availability, it's not access, it's not any of that. It's 1/3 of the league, the owners, not prioritizing winning. Because there's all the teams that make a ton of money prioritize winning. Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, even though the Red Sox didn't sign as much. Mets, Phillies. I mean, we've seen small market teams. Cleveland, I sympathize with because they try to win, and they have been one of the more successful teams in trying to win. Even though they've gotten to multiple NLCSs or ALCSs and they've gotten to the World Series, it may be more difficult to sign a guy for them, but they are at least trying to win. When it comes to the Pirates, the Rays, the Reds, the Marlins, the Rockies are top 15 in attendance. They never try to put a team out there and win. Everyone else in the division, I mean, the Giants try. They just strike out every year in getting guys. That hurts baseball more than the guys not showing that they're having fun on Team USA, more than the unwritten rules, even though I've just railed against them, more than the Mets and the Dodgers spending too much. Owners not prioritizing winning and not rewarding their fan bases for supporting them, that hurts baseball more than any of this. More than a guy saying he's caring about the WBC more than the World Series. Because again, Vlad Guerrero last night dives in the home plate. And they're like, I've never seen him try this hard. Only he did the same exact thing in the World Series. So who's really devaluing the World Series? Would it be great to see Team USA having a little bit of a personality? Sure. If they win, it'll cure all of that, to be fair. There's only two ways this could go. Like, if they were having fun and they lost, it'd be different. It'd be like, we love this team so much. It was so much fun. Right now, the Team USA either has to win or lose embarrassingly, because then maybe people of an older age might care. It's like that one time, the Redeem team. The team we lost, we got the bronze or whatever in the Olympics, and the next time around, people cared. And then they went back to not caring. I do think people care actually more about this than Olympic basketball, though. The numbers, the ratings have been great. It's good for the sport. I know young kids are into it. My buddies are into it. I know that's an outlier for my age group, but at 34 years old. And also for me, there's a couple of aspects of this too that I like. The Mets have some guys. Mets and Yankees have guys that are young, prospect-wise. On Team Italy, they got the Mets have a guy at AA who could potentially be a part of the big league club either this year or next year, and Morabito. That guy's getting more like of a lesson and growing more in this tournament than he would be playing in a back lot in Port St. Lucie. And the pitching, I'm not worried about. They've basically set the pitching up where guys can't go above what they would in a spring training game. Maybe they're like 10 or 15 pitches more than what they would at this point in spring training. Edwin Diaz on the mound right now. 8-6 Italy over Puerto Rico right now. In the bottom of the 8th, Diaz on the mound trying to keep this one. He hits the first batter, though. So, a little bit of maybe his hand's a little moist. We'll see what happens there. And a guy gets hurt in this tournament. He could have gotten hurt in playing spring training. Is that going to make you feel any better? I said it before, and I don't want to repeat myself. I'll say it again. For the people who are nervous about injuries, if Diaz would have turned his ankle and been out in 2023 because he stepped on a curb funny, would you have felt any better? I wouldn't have. I also was gung-ho even before he left the Mets, saying, I hope he pitches in this. Now, I hope when the season comes, he's terrible for the Dodgers. Same thing with Alonso. I hope he stinks for the Orioles. Alonso not in this tournament, but, it'd be okay if he does well here as long as he's not playing against the U.S. 888-808-1019. We got an hour and a half to go right here on The Fan. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit more into that conversation about the Mets, about the Yankees, the actual Major League Baseball season. Also, are the Knicks primed for an NBA Finals run? A lot more to get to. Anthony Gallo on The Fan.
Breaking sports news happens fast, and when it does, New York turns to the Fan. From last-second trades to game-changing injuries and the story shaking up the sports world, we have it first. Stay connected for the latest updates and expert reaction. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
Ranger fans, shoot your shot with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Add some excitement to every Rangers game this season by downloading the BetMGM app and getting instant access to a variety of parlay selection features and live betting options. Enjoy same-game parlays, player props, boosted odds specials, the best daily promotions in the business, and so much more when you sign up. The chase is on for the next Stanley Cup, so get hyped for Rangers action all season long with an official sports betting partner of the New York Rangers. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. After years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. With Red Pocket Mobile, you lock in your rate and you keep it. No price creep, no sudden jumps, just straightforward pricing and premium 5G plans starting at $10 a month. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
It's been over 7 years since Pastor Billy Richards was treated successfully for prostate cancer by Perlmutter Cancer Center, the world's #1 cyberknife program. After 5 treatments in 1 week, Pastor Billy went right back to leading his Brooklyn congregation.
Cyberknife was truly a blessing for me, my family, and my ministry. If you have prostate cancer, I urge you to look into Cyberknife.
For an appointment, call NYU Langone's Perlmutter Cancer Center at 833-1-CYBER. That's 833-ONECYBR.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. So here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's 10 chances to play all tourney long. From game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can even mix things up with the same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. However you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the action day after day. So visit FanDuel.com/New York and sign up today. FanDuel, it's time to dance. We all love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey guys, let's get real for a second. When it comes to performance, good enough
isn't good enough, and that's exactly why Blue Chew just raised the bar. Blue Chew Gold tablets go further than others, combining 2 proven ingredients for circulation plus apomorphine and oxytocin to enhance arousal, desire, and connection from the inside out. Get started today at BlueChew.com. And now we've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off the first month of Blue Chew Gold with promo code WFAN. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up.
I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid.
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Your official home to talk New York sports is WFAN. Call us anytime at 888-808-1019. The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Oh, that's right. Anthony Gallo on the Fan. 888-808-1019. The moment is upon us. Johnny's UConn. That's coming up in a couple of seconds. I got my Felipe Lopez Jordan jersey on right now. I actually don't even know if it's a real jersey. I got it off eBay, and it's also like a dress on me. But I had to wear something today. I could have found my hoodie. It would have been more apt for the weather. One notable thing, Edwin Diaz a little shaky there in his outing. Gets out of it, though. A little help from the umps, but who hasn't got a little help from the umps in this tournament? So exciting time. The Big East tournament, always an awesome time. Last year was great because I got to go to every game St. John's played. It was the first time I got to go to like multiple days. In college, we used to just get the first game that St. John's played and go. And I remember the I don't know if you remember this, Connor, the time Mike was demanding to have the Big East commissioner on after it was like St. John's Rutgers. And he's like, get him on. They got to replay the game. And I'm sitting here. I went to the game, and it was clearly there was a lot of bad calls in it. And I forgot who the opening game was, but Rutgers, St. John's. The guy threw the ball up in the air, wasn't out of bounds yet. And I'm like, I'm on the ferry back to St. John's with my buddies. I'm like, we got to tune into the Fan. Mike's a big St. John's guy, and we're tuning in, and he's like, get the commissioner on the phone. And my guy's like, it sounds like he hates St. John's. I'm like, no, he's just being fair.
I got a bad feeling about your Johnnies in this game right now.
Uh-oh.
Bad feeling.
The Connie Buckets vibes report.
Connie Buckets feels, although it's 5-0 to start, but I don't know, UConn's tough. UConn's tough. They run quick, good on defense. I don't know any of the guys on the team, to be honest with you.
It's pure vibes, though.
Yeah.
Well, they are up 5-0. Flipping back and forth between that and the WBC, the battle for New York, as some would say, Puerto Rico versus Italy. Italian legend is. The question is if Vinny Pasquantino goes on to win this tournament with Italy. Is he the greatest Italian-American? Helps the U.S. get through? Is he the greatest Italian-American ever? 888-808-1019.
Tough to compete with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Danny DeVito. Mother Cabrini. For those of you who know who Mother Cabrini is. St. John's all over UConn right now in this one. Should be exciting. And you asked me all fair how I feel about Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley, amazing coach, Hall of Fame coach. He's insufferable. I saw John Fanta posted the national anthem. It looked awesome. You know Dan Hurley was yelling at the refs during the national anthem.
He's just a competitor. If you're a good coach, you got to be a competitor, and he is one of the biggest competitors of all time. And his dad, great coach, St. Anthony's for years and years. So I'm a big Dan Hurley fan.
It is. His brother's a good coach. I don't want to make fun of his brother because I know he just got fired. Brother was probably the better player. He's the better coach. Their dad is historic, though. I got to go to a couple games when I was in high school. We used to go because we would see this guy is going to be a top recruit or at the time maybe a draft pick. So we'd want to go see him. Used to go there, and Puerto Rico was going to have the tying run at the plate here as well. Multiple things here. We're flying at it. I got everything covered here on the Fan. But we used to go out there. I think I saw Michael Gilchrist play in a couple of those games. On a lesser note, we used to go to Lincoln, too. Saw Sebastian Telfair play when he was in high school, which was awesome. But, yeah, we'll see. Ricky P., the GOAT. Slick back Rick.
Shows how much coaching matters in St. John's getting turned around immediately when Pitino got hired. Dan Hurley UConn was struggling for a little while. Dan Hurley turned them around right away. Yeah. We need Cuse. Cuse has got to hire the right guy.
On cue, in the chat, Joe DiMaggio, are you a New Yorker or what? It's so funny the lack of just aware. Obviously, I'm joking. Vinny Pasquantino is going to go back to being a 220 hitter this season. It's a joke. Relax. And also, Guy Fieri, greatest Italian-American. Flavortown. Have you ever been there? I've been there. Amazing. 888-808-1019. I'm never going to do any of these shows ever again. This is it. This is the last time. Talking Guy Fieri and Vinny Pasquantino. When it comes to the Mets and the Yankees, that was what I teased before going into the tangent. When it goes into the Mets and the Yankees.
Joe Pesci, another great Italian-American.
Yes. Another great one. We could do Steve Apria, great WFAN. Mike Francesa. Where are they on the power rankings of great Italian-Americans?
I feel like Joe Beningo's got to be Italian, too.
Yeah, he's definitely. At the end of that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Chris McMonagle.
The Pasquantino's got tough competition. A lot of tough competition.
Oh, man. That was great. Not Christopher Columbus, though. Not Italian-American. Also sailed for Spain. Oh, my dad's going to call in now. Antifa Anthony, how dare you? 888-808-1019. Puerto Rico down to their last 2 outs. I'm getting to the Mets and the Yankees now. I promise. Joey Gallo, not a great Italian-American, unless we're talking about my brother. Not the mobster. I'm going to get sidetracked again. Every time I came into work with Steve Summers, Joe Gallo, the gangster, got killed at Umberto's Clam House. And Steve would do every show. Anthony, Joey Gallo doesn't eat at Umberto's.
Tony Soprano, great Italian-American.
Somebody said Henry Hill, half Italian-American. He was a snitch, though. So, 888. There's a million people. We're covering age gaps and confusing everyone right now. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo on the Fan. The Mets and the Yankees, lots of great Italian-Americans. Mike Piazza, Joe DiMaggio, they've all played for them. But going into the season, they started with the Yankees. I think there's been a little bit of not negativity, but this notion that the way they've handled certain young players has been a talking point for why they feel like things are not being run right. I never expected, no matter how well he played, for Spencer Jones to make the major league club. I thought they had too many people in the outfield for them to do that. And when it comes to George Lombard, he hasn't looked good, so he's clearly not ready. Jason Dominguez, though, and it's tough because I've been critical of them of this in the past, but the more I see what's going on, obviously, with the roster and how they want to handle the makeup of the team. Dominguez has been so great in spring training. It's just very difficult to justify why he wouldn't be on the team come whatever it is, March 26th, 27th, when they start the year. Italy has knocked off Puerto Rico. So the boys from the boot, and I'm not talking about New Jersey, are moving on to the semis to face either Venezuela or Japan. Rob Manfred is shaking in his boots right now because if Japan gets knocked off tomorrow or tonight or Monday and Italy somehow, or Venezuela, whoever gets through, and Italy is somehow in the finals, I know Rob Manfred's going to be throwing punches to the air. But awesome story. They continue to march on as they take care of business. And it was a sleeper. They are a team with a ton of major league talent on it, so it's not like but not the household names. A lot of minor leaguers on the team as well. I think there's like 2 Italian-born guys on it. Anyway, completely cannot get to this topic that I've been trying to get to. Dominguez, in my opinion, has done everything to make the team. But there is a level of roster layout, the injuries they've had, and who they actually need to bring. I know the Volpe injury has kind of changed things. Are they going to bring Escara back as the third catcher so Ben Rice doesn't have to be the guy that's filling in as the backup? My personal opinion is you can live with losing Escara at catcher. You can live with losing Randall Grichuk as your utility outfielder. I think he could play the infield too. If you send Dominguez down and you hurt him, and this is not an indication of where the Yankees are going to go this season, because I do think they are the best team in the American League. And they definitely are going to have a fun season. But as far as long-term, this could hurt Dominguez more than, and which would in turn hurt the Yankees more than losing Randall Grichuk or losing J.C. Escara. So we'll see. It's a tough decision for them to make right now. But I would like to see him not only make the team, but also be a major part of it. And he's had such a good spring where I thought, all right, if he struggles this spring, then maybe they send him down. But now he finally looks the part, and you're going to send him down? And last year when he really started to turn the corner, you messed with his at-bats and stuff like that. I'm not blaming the Yankees for his slow start, but I will start to blame them if they stunt his growth by doing this, and he never recovers. Boone was quoted as saying, he's good at life. He's not an up and down person. He's consistent. He's a happy guy every day. And I think appreciative for a lot of things. I'm seeing him get better, which is encouraging. He's a really good player and is going to be a really good player in this league. I just want to see him to continue to improve, which I think he's doing. Well, they can find him every day at bats on the Major League roster. And what a block by Zuby Ejiofor right now, though. He just glassed the hell out of that ball. Again, cementing himself. If they can pull this one off, they're up 12-3 right now, about 15 minutes to go in the first half. But similar to what I was saying, and Dan Hurley is crying already. He's losing his mind. And we are in full UConn madness right now. But as I continue to jump back and forth, they have to reward this kid at some point. And if he is going to be on the Major League roster, to get him 350 at-bats, which is usually 300 to 350 is usually what they say, if it's a young player and you don't want to stunt his growth and you do want to get him close to everyday at-bats, that's what you want to shoot for. That's not a lot to ask for. Now, if they totally see no way he's getting at-bats consistently during the week, even if it's 2 or 3 games a week, then I guess you have to send him down. But at that point, why not trade him for something you desperately needed in the offseason? I understand holding on to Spencer Jones and George Lombard because these guys haven't played yet. You have full control of them, all that. I just don't understand the handling of Jason Dominguez. And again, I've been very positive with the Yankees. This is the one critique I have of them. And if anything, and this goes for Met fans with Juan Soto as well, but if anything is the most encouraging for Yankee fans, the way Aaron Judge has played and the way Bednar has pitched in the World Baseball Classic, they look ready for the season to start today. So that is a major talking point as the season goes along when it comes to Jason Dominguez. Even with that critique, I'm very high on the Yankees. For the Mets, we saw Sean Manaea pitch this the other day. His velocity is down. Senga looked great, which is encouraging. Nolan McLean has a chance to make up for it if the U.S. makes the final. Let down the country, though, his last time he pitched. Just saying. As a Met fan, I'm just saying that. If Manaea does it in his next couple of spring starts, if his velocity doesn't get up enough, when do they decide if he's going to be a bullpen piece or if he's going to stay in extended spring? Maybe they have to put him on the IL to do that, because I don't want to force him out there and he's ineffective and then, God forbid, injured. They have enough, if they want to go to the 6-man rotation, which I think is stupid, but they have enough arms between McLean, Senga, Peralta, Peterson, Holmes, Christian Scott. They have enough guys, and there's other guys too, that they can play with to get to that 6-man rotation. Or maybe they just man up and they have the 5-man rotation. But I don't want to see them force Manaea out there. And I get it. Maybe they'll say, well, it's a 6-man rotation, so he's going to pitch less. I don't need to see that. I'd rather him come back in May or even June and be ready to pitch than start the season ineffective and cost us wins that clearly last year we desperately needed. And Clay Holmes has looked good in the World Baseball Classic. The Mets offense, I like. I think the Mets offense is going to be good. I think that their baseline, Hurley is crying. He got a technical. He is losing his mind. God forbid he gets a technical. The guy stands at half court and threatens refs the whole game and then gets his way and still cries. Just like the Seton Hall game the last time they played them, where the disparity in free throws was outrageous.
Squeaky wheel gets the oil, So you got to cry a little bit.
Well, Patino was great because Patino was saying, and you nailed that saying, by the way. Patino was saying,
squeaky oil gets the wheel.
Patino was like, I don't really care if people jaw at the refs. He's like, I get more annoyed when they're spending too much time talking to an opposing player or coach and not watching the game. And I was like, he's definitely taking a shot at Hurley. He is his dad. I don't remember him being like that. His brother's the same way, though. Like, from start to finish, he's yelling at the refs. It's insufferable. Oh, we've got another addition to the Italian-American power rankings. Juggernaut 5327. There's a guy up the block from me, always making ZD. He's on the list, too. Okay, another one. Maybe I was wrong about Vinny Pasquantino. Going back to the Mets, I'm all over the place. I've never done a segment that just has never, I can't stay on topic. This is the ADHD, too much going on. I'm overstimulated. Connor hasn't even busted out the Chipotle yet.
The segment's too all over the place. I gotta stay focused and locked in.
Gotta be locked in. Protein can wait. They for the Mets, though, their baseline for their offense is, I think, going to be, better than so the worst we'll see from their offense will be better than what we saw from the worst of their offense last year. Like, I don't expect all of these guys to struggle and slump like we've seen in previous iterations of this Mets team. I don't expect these guys to be ineffective with runners in scoring position. I don't know how high they'll go, but I do think that they have a good offense that I can rely on. The pitching staff, even if Manaea is not ready, I don't think it'll be great. But for me, to compete in this league, you got to have a top 15 starting rotation. To be an elite contender, you got to be higher than that. But to be a playoff team, you got to have like a top 15 rotation. It's got to be serviceable. You don't need to have aces at every step. We've seen enough teams make a run in October with no-name pitchers. We've seen it. Not no-name pitchers, but not the superstar ace types. I trust McClain. I don't want to anoint him, but I think to think that the worst I'm going to get out of him is a number 3 starter. I trust McClain. I trust Peralta. I trust Clay Holmes. I'm not going to say I trust. I believe in David Peterson. And ability-wise, I trust and believe in Senga. It's all the other stuff that comes with him. You know, he gets hurt a lot. If one thing goes wrong for him, he kind of, struggles to bounce back from it. But they have the bodies to withstand an early absence from Manaea. But they're going to need Manaea over the year to be there. So if he has to stay in spring and build up his arm strength and get the velocity up, I'd rather see that than force him out there in April and he ends up getting hurt or worse, is ineffective for the team and cost them. 888-808-1019. The bullpen is a concern for me, though. I know Justin Hageman got hurt for the Mets, but it's actually not even the middle relief. I like what the Mets have done with their, relief pitching when it comes to the low leverage, 5th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning guys. But that back into that bullpen, Luke Weaver and Devin Williams scare me. I do not trust Devin Williams to be a lights-out closer. I do not trust Luke Weaver to be a guy that we can rely on if Devin Williams struggles to be the closer. Do I think they're good in the 8th inning? Sure. Do I think Luke Weaver is a good middle relief pitcher? Yeah. Do I think he's a great back-end guy? No. Actually, Justin Hageman got put on 60-day IR, broken ribs. Mets legend, Dick Lovelady, back in the biz for the Mets, claimed him off of waivers from the IR, or IL, sorry. Carson Benjamin, I forgot to mention him, but I think he's going to end up breaking camp with the team, and I think he's going to ultimately be the right fielder. Sturge has been non-committal about who he's going to pick for that position, but he's also been very complimentary of Carson Benjamin. And he's been very excited, supposedly, some of the stuff I've listened to and read about all the young players, but specifically Benj. So, again, the offense doesn't worry me as much. The starting pitching, I have my worries, but I think the baseline for that starting pitching is a lot better than what people give it credit for. They obviously have to stay healthy. I don't know if they're going to be an upper echelon staff. So if they're in that 10 to 15 range, which I think they will be, I think that's good enough to be a part of a team that wins 86, 87 games and is competing for a wild card, which is what I think this Mets ceiling is. Now, on the flip side, when it comes to the bullpen, to finish that thought, I like Brazoban. Luis Garcia was a great pickup. They still have Raley and AJ Minter. So you have these guys. Maybe Tobias Meyer is, I'm expecting him to be a relief pitcher. I haven't seen anything that says they're leaning one way or the other with him. He may be a guy that they start with at times, and he's more of a opener type that goes longer than the normal opener. I actually want to see what they have him at as far as what they're targeting for him to be this season. But he could be a bullpen piece. He did start one of those playoff games for the Brewers when they played the Mets. I actually don't know what they have him as when it comes to starting pitching. I'll look to do it in the break, and we'll get into it. But so it's not the early inning, low leverage stuff. It's the late inning, high leverage stuff that makes me nervous with this Mets bullpen. 888-808-1019. Everything's on the table. Jets, Giants, Mets, Yankees, WBC. Italy knocks off Puerto Rico. They face the winner of Japan, Venezuela, U.S., Dominican Republic tomorrow night. Paul Skeens on the mound against Luis Severino. And we got a lot of Knicks to talk about. Only one more hour to go until Danielle McCartan at 8. Back after this.
It's The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
The beauty of John Harbaugh coming here and his 18-19 year coaching resume with the Baltimore Ravens is that he allows New York Giant fans to, as you've said it, rightfully so, to kind of turn the corner.
Get The Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Starter drops the Beasts of the Big East limited edition capsule, celebrating the grit, history, and legends of one of college basketball's most iconic conferences. Meet the starters all week long through March 14th at Macy's Herald Square on the corner of 7th and 34th Street. You can also shop the exclusive collection at Lid's 42nd Street location and starter.com. Don't miss out on your exclusive starter gear before it's sold out.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park
from way downtown for a
beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go Teams!
Hi, it's Alicata here for CertaPro Painters. I've been spending a lot more time at home lately, and my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is happy. For me, sometimes that can be challenging. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. And hey, ask about their spring sales event and get 10% off on qualifying projects.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Hey, sports fans. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. During the big games this season, toast your friends and your team with a Dew and a brew. At home or at your favorite sports bar. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. William Grant & Sons, New York, New York.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you're tired of dealing with dummies every time you shop for a car, I get it. All the games they play, the back and forth, it's brutal. Well, the team over at Route 22 Toyota seem to have it figured out. They're real people who have made the entire process of buying a car simple and that smart. Plus, they're easy to get to, right on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're always on the money with incredible deals on their huge selection of new and used Toyota. So remember, if you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to Route 22 Toyota and experience the smart way to buy your next vehicle.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines.
These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day off right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way or order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions, participation times may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day off right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way or order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions, participation times may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply. Hey everyone, Boomer here. You know, I've visited River Spring Living in Riverdale, and I can tell you firsthand, there is a reason they're the nation's leader in senior care. Walking through the halls, the energy is undeniable. From life-changing technology to personalized care and compassion, I've seen the difference they make in helping older adults live better lives. So whatever your needs are today or tomorrow, River Spring Living is here for you. Experience the difference for yourself. Visit riverspringliving.org. That's riverspringliving.org.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn.
Comes up at 8. I know she's as fired up as I am about Team Italy advancing. Actually, I don't know. I'm assuming she's a WBC person. Also, check it out. She did a great video for the Fanatics Fest. I forget what it's called, but the challenge where you can enter in the video. So show her some love. Let's get some fan, athletes in there. One of the few people who did not embarrass themselves at the softball game we did 3 years ago. You know, there's a couple guys here, not the greatest athletes. She, not one of them. Her, CeeLo, the great athlete that is Big Mac. Give her some love. It's an awesome video, by the way. She did a great job. She's shooting slap shots. She's taking jump shots. I think she ran like a 40-yard dash in it. Very cool. And I'm sure she will shout that out as well, but give her some love. I saw it on her X. I'm sure it's on her IG as well. Before I get back into the topics at hand, so Mendoza did confirm Tobias Myers is making the team. He did not confirm the role he would be in. So, according to Yahoo, most likely serve as the team's swingman role that was last effectively filled by Trevor Williams. So that'll be more of he's going to be the long reliever guy, come in when the guy is struggling early and still keep them in the game and spot start. So I wonder if they go with a 5-man rotation, and he's the guy who jumps in every once in a while as the 6-man. You know, after you get, you'll go through the 5-man rotation the first time around because you get that extra off day at the beginning of the year. And then maybe they go with him as the next time around, the 6th starter. So 888-808-1019. We talked about a lot of things today. I opened the show with a simple question. Both the Jets and the Giants have had great off seasons. Free agency, they've done an awesome job. If you're looking at both these teams, though, who have done a good job, so it's not criticizing one or putting them down, who do you think had the better offseason, the better start to free agency? For me, I think the Jets have done a wonderful job. I think the Giants have had one of, if not the best, starts to free agency in the entire NFL. You know, up there with the Titans and the Raiders and the Commanders, who I thought have done a good job. Those are probably the 4 teams I thought have done the best in free agency-wise. And the Giants, you bring in Isaiah Likely, you bring in Edmonds, 2 guys who are going to be immediate upgrades and, key core players in the first year of John Harbaugh. Like Theo Johnson was a good tight end. Isaiah Likely is a great tight end that finally with full-time service is probably going to put up big numbers. You're bringing Calvin Austin, who will be a good piece, a third or fourth wideout, could be a slot guy, return guy at times. You're bringing Tremaine Edmonds, who is an upgrade over Bobby Okereke, who is a very good player. And start to see the shape of this team form in the Harbaugh era. And they didn't need as much quantity as, let's say, the Jets did. They did need quality on this team. I still think they need a little bit of help, not just starting-wise, but also depth-wise for the secondary. They also were able to retain Jermaine Illuminor. They upgraded their special teams with Jordan Stout and Jason Sanders. Like, you actually have a kicker now in Jason Sanders. I know he's battled injuries as well, but they're not going to go through what they went through a year ago this way. Still 32-19 in the St. John's game. Zuby Ejiofor just got blocked pretty bad, but then right back on the other end, he's causing turnovers. And it's a 7th turnover now for UConn as they continue to struggle to hold on to the ball. The Giants also bring back Illuminor. They bring back Micah McFadden, which I like. McFadden a little bit more injury concerned, but definitely a good piece to have. Now you have him behind Edmonds. And depending on, I don't know if they go Sonny Styles in the draft, but you would have a really stout, very good linebacking group to play behind that vicious pass rush that you have for the Giants. You bring back Jason Pinnock. You bring in Greg Newsome. So you're starting to see them add some pieces to the cornerback room. As far as the other secondary pieces, I like Adarius Washington. I think he's a young, emerging player. A guy like him and a guy like Calvin Austin, obviously opposite sides of the ball. I think they are both dudes who are, going to benefit, but the Giants took a chance on a young player with a small cap hit. So that'll present them with a chance to maybe develop a talent, develop a player that is going to help them in the near future. And the Giants also, I actually didn't even see this. Darnell Mooney to the Giants on a 1-year deal. This just broke not too long ago. So that is an awesome move. And this just furthers my point. I am a genius. That is what I am. Anthony Gallo, ball knower. as they like to say. My knowledge is impeccable. But I didn't see it, for 40 minutes, but I'm seeing it now. Darnell Mooney to the Giants, 1-year deal worth up to $10 million. And again, another piece. So you add him and Calvin Austin to that receiving room. You have Slayton in there, which maybe they restructure with him, and then Malik Neighbors. You added Isaiah Likely. They have a pretty vaunted now. Not vaunted, but they have a pretty freaking good receiver room. That's a big get for the Giants. And not a really pricey move either, in my opinion. He's not a guy who's going to catch 6-7 balls a game, but he is a guy who could, get separation, is going to play all 17 games. He's never been over well, actually, he does have 1,000 yards. I was going to say he's never over 900. Last year, played 15 games, 32 receptions, excuse me. I'm sorry if that went out over the year. Oh, my goodness. What an alley-oop in the St. John's game as that. I didn't see who caught it, but Darling with the pass, and they are now up 36-19, and I could tell the Garden is going crazy. It was Mitchell with the dunk. He dunked on his – when they say on your head, that's what they're talking about. He's got a 1,000-yard receiving year with 81 catches and a 64 reception year for 992 yards. That is a good piece to add. He is 28, I think. Yeah, 28 years old. Quick guy. Gets after it. I don't think he's got any return. I don't think he's done any returning. But that is a good player to add. The receiver room, receiving options. I don't even call it a receiving room. You have Neighbors, Mooney, Austin, and Slayton. And now you have Isaiah Likely and Theo Johnson and Tyrone Tracy out the backfield. They are getting weapons for Jackson Dart, and you have to be excited, and it just furthers the conversation about how great their offseason's been. Steve in Naugatuck, Connecticut. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir. So this just came in, so I'm sorry that you just mentioned it yourself.
No, Steve,
just got signed.
Steve, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to peel back the curtain. Your call came up, and I thought it was a rumor. So I was like, oh, let me look up Darnell Mooney. And I was like, oh, I didn't see that he signed 40 minutes ago. So shout out to you, dude.
No, that's just amazing. I'm a diehard Giants fan, and I'm just stoked. I feel like you said, we've had a great free agency. We filled a lot of gaps, and I think guard is probably the only thing left where we could probably benefit from a guard going before the draft. But Darnell Mooney, that's exciting. We've given Dart some weapons. Yeah, and I like what they've done. I like Theo Johnson, but I do think Isaiah Likely is a guy who has the potential to be an elite type tight end. So they've given him weapons. And guard-wise, you could see somebody get cut. A lot of these guys that are still in free agency, their number might come down, so they might go chase that afterwards. If not, I expect second day of the draft in the second or third round, they're going to take a guard to add to this group. You obviously have the tackles, you have Membo, and they're going to go after that. And then the offense is going to be almost set at that point, and they're going to have to just address the few holes they have in that secondary, which, again, could also be addressed, and I appreciate the call, Steve, could also be addressed in the draft. You go out there and you kick a Caleb Downs, the Giants look completely different next year. And you actually have to legitimately get excited. Obviously, it's the health and growth of Jackson Dart that's really going to make the difference there. So there's a lot to be excited about, not just with the Giants, but also with the Jets. E. Frank in Astoria. What's going on, E. Frank?
Yes, what's going on, Anthony? First and foremost, thanks for taking my phone call, and I want to wish my friends who are always looking upon me, they're the alumnuses of St. John's University.
Let's go.
Being Boris, my godmother's son, Jeffrey Vasquez, and Teresa Dabrowski. I would just like to say I wish them very well this evening for finally being able to, I hope to say this,
right.
They won the Big East tournament trophy for the first time in years, so that's a very good thing to say right now because that's what it's looking like at this point. Now, Anthony, I just wanted to tell you this. I feel very sad that Aaron Glenn decided to continue being the head coach of the Jets because he is inheriting a bigger headache with the fans. I mean, the fans, I've heard so many stories, and they won a championship that, not like 2010. They won a Super Bowl at least. I mean, it's been 60 years.
Right.
And I'm just exaggerating the time period.
So do you think that Aaron Glenn should have stepped down, E. Frank?
I actually believe he should have. I listened to every single press conference. I mean, I had to listen this whole season to almost 5 or 6 of the press conferences, and the things that he promised were absolutely impossible to attain and achieve because he wants to work the players to a point where he's trying to dissect and physically figure out what's wrong with the players and improve on their performance. And he gave an array of ideas and situations where he's going to make things better until he finally convinced Woody Johnson that he's going to be able to do it in this following season with Geno Smith. And,
But, E. Frank, I appreciate the call, but first of all, he was never taking himself out of the job. He was never quitting at this point. He wants to prove himself. He wants to grow. And I'm not telling you, I think Aaron Glenn struggled at times last year. I am not telling you that he is the right guy for the job. But if the Jets go out there and bottom out and they win 2 or 3 games this year, you're starting this whole process over again. And I know you guys don't believe in the coach. I know that. That's fine. I know that you go into this season with no faith and you all want to tank because you want to get the quarterback. Tanking doesn't work. I'm sorry, it doesn't. More often than not, it does not work. They go out there and win 7, 8 games. You start to build a foundation. You build winning habits. You start to put a foundation in the building. He gets to build his culture. You don't have to go and fire the coach and maybe the GM and all these other things that you don't want to have to do year in and year out that you're resetting again. So I get it, E. Frank. You don't believe in him. But right now, he's going to be your coach come week 1. And either he's going to figure it out this year or you're going to restart the process yet again. If you go out there and win 7, 8 games this year, it's not taking you out of the running for a quarterback. You have enough picks. You could go chase a quarterback in the draft by trading up, or you could trade for a free agent. You could sign a free agent or trade for a guy who's disgruntled if there's one. Maybe this year they draft a young QB. So you win 7 or 8 games. He plays behind Geno Smith for 1 year, and he gets to learn and actually gets to build winning habits along with the rest of the team. 888-808-1019. Tony in Montreal, my guy. What's going on?
Anthony Gallo, how are you? I love it, man.
How you
been
doing,
waiting
Tony?
to talk to you for a week. How you doing?
I'm good.
I got 3 questions for you tonight, okay?
I got all the time in the world. What's going on?
Okay. Number 1, what do you think of that Gudis hit on the Matthews? Knee to knee. I want to know what you would do, because I know I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do when I'm coaching, but you tell me what you're going to do.
Tony, I didn't actually see the play. I do know that it was bad, and I know he was suspended for the 5 games. Matthews out for the year. And I saw a lot of people were mad because his teammates didn't come to his defense. So in that sport, that is a no-no, and it'll be held against those guys for a long time.
So here I am. I like Matthews. A lot of people, because he's a Toronto boy, but he's American. He's from Arizona,
right?
And I as I always say, I give kudos to talent. Even if it's on an opposing team, you got to give him kudos because he's part of the entertainment package. And let me just say, the NHL is now a lot less entertaining without Matthews in the league,
correct.
Even if it's for 20 less games. Now, if in my old day when I was coaching and I coached high levels of hockey and I played, like I told you last time, I played NCAA, and in my life I've been involved in a lot of hockey, not only scouting but representing players in my professional capacity. And I'm going to tell you something. When I coached, I would put a contract out on that guy, Gudas. If it took me a year, my boys would know. All I had to do is look at them. I wouldn't say anything. And I don't want to advocate for violence. But what this guy did is he put a knee on He put a knee on Matthews when he was vulnerable and he was shooting from the left side. So, Gallo, when someone blindsides you, okay, you're coming from the right side and you're a left-handed shot or even a right-handed shot, your head is down already looking to make contact with that puck.
No, I just looked it up. As you, the reason why I was looking it up. It's a dirty play. I'm shocked he only got 5. It's a dirty play.
He targeted the guy's knee. He targeted his knee. But in football, if you target a quarterback, right, and you knock him out, let's say you knock him out, or you break his leg, or you do something terrible, obviously you're going to be out for a long time. Okay, that's number one.
Right.
Number two, a little bit less caustic question.
Okay.
What's your favorite drum pass? I'm talking about drum pass in rock and roll music. I got one.
I don't know what that means.
You know when you hear a guy do a drum pass in music, like that kind of thing, that actually you go, I have never heard that before. So I'll give you an example. Ringo has a lot of them. A lot of people say he's not a great drummer, but he's phenomenal, okay? But one of the best that I've ever heard is Panama, and that drum pass, okay, is beyond belief. If you listen to that,
Tony,
okay,
I love you, dude. I'm going to check it out. I will definitely do that. I appreciate the call. I think you had another question too. I don't know what a drum pass is, so I probably should have asked Tony that before I hung up on him. So if you know what it is, shoot me a message on X or IG, and we will figure it out. I thought he was asking me drumstick, like a chicken, and I would probably have said Jollibees. You know, I used to work at a place called Chicken Bazaar. They had pretty good chicken too, but I don't know what a drum pass is, unfortunately. The Matthews thing is interesting because I just saw the Gudis hit, and now I get why people are a little outraged. I didn't actually see the play until today. I just saw, the suspension, and Matthews was out, and it stinks for that sport, for sure. It's definitely a blow. Just like anything we see with the NBA, a lot of the time, like we're struggling to see guys on the court. So you never want to see one of the faces of the league go down. So, and Tony being in Montreal, I'm sure they are going through it right now over that. And talk about a team that probably feels cursed. We talk about the Jets. They definitely, feel cursed. So that is something I guess we can all, I'm sure nobody wants to hear about that when you're, Islander fans and whatnot. But we going back to the Jets, and I wanted to dive a little bit more deeper into this. I did it earlier. When the winning habits wise, I see people like freaking out about Geno Smith. We see people losing their minds that this is same old Jets, same old Jets, same old Jets. And then you come back, and on the flip side, a few days later, all of a sudden, everyone loves the Geno Smith move. We can't just ever have it right in the middle where we say, all right, it's a good move. It is not a great move. It's not a terrible move. It's a good move. So again, what is the goal if you're a Jets fan? Yeah, I get it. You want to get the quarterback of your dreams, and all you can think about is this quarterback, and the only way you possibly think you could get one is if you tank, for the next 2 years and get the QB next year or the year after, which is ridiculous. You have 2 picks in the first round this year. You have 2 picks in the second round. Next year, you have 3 picks in the first round and then obviously a pick in the second round. You control how the next 2 drafts are going to be played out in such a drastic way that if you wanted to, if they went out there and played good football, won 8 games, won 7 games, were drastically improved, you have the guy in Aaron Glenn now. Darren Muji can evaluate talent. Frank Wright's the right guy at offensive coordinator. Brian Duker, even though Connor thinks he's an AI computer, is the guy on the defensive side. You win 7 or 8 games, you're starting to build those habits. You need to finally become a good team. You have to start somewhere. And then next year, maybe you draft a QB this year, but then next year you go out and draft or trade or sign the guy you want. And guess what? you control the quarterback market. Because if you want to go out and move up in the draft, move up to 2, move up to 3, you can. If I'm not saying he's going to, but let's say Joe Burrow is available. He's disgruntled. He finally wants out. He doesn't want to have to deal with all those pass rushers in the AFC North. You have the picks, the cap space to go after him. But if they go out there and they win 2 games, win 3 games, not only does that mean your free agency was a failure, your draft was a failure. It means that you're starting over at coach, potentially starting over at GM. You're going to lose maybe bright players like a Garrett Wilson. That is not good for this Jets team. Winning matters. And the devaluation of wins in this country as a whole when it comes to sports, whether it's the NBA or the NHL or the NFL, baseball we don't really take because the first round pick drastically is different. You know, you're not that guy. You guys might not see him for a while. But the devaluation of wins in American sports is ridiculous. Winning matters. Winning is what creates winning habits. You can't teach these young guys to win. You can't teach them what goes in to day in and day out. The effort, the production, the process to getting there. If you don't do it, eventually you have to do it. And do Jet fans, do you really want to punt on another year? And which probably means you're punting on the next year as well because you're not going to have a good enough team to compete that year either? 888-808-1019. A lot more to get to right here on The Fan. St. John's looking to close the half out strong as this game has been super physical. 39-27, St. John's over UConn. 18 seconds to go in the half there. So a good start for the Johnnies. Let's hope they can keep it up for another 20 minutes. Anthony Gallo on The Fan till 8 p.m.
March means college basketball.
Rolling, finds Oboli in traffic and dunks it.
And the madness is here. Conference tournaments, bracket busters, and the road to the championship. We cover the biggest matchups, the biggest moments, with expert analysis all tournament long. College hoops lives here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
If you're tired of dealing with dummies every time you shop for a car, I get it. All the games they play, the back and forth, it's brutal. Well, the team over at Route 22 Toyota seem to have it figured out. They're real people who have made the entire process of buying a car simple and that smart. Plus, they're easy to get to, right on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're always on the money with incredible deals on their huge selection of new and used Toyota. So remember, if you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to Route 22 Toyota and experience the smart way to buy your next vehicle.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day off right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way or order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions, participation times may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply. Hey everyone, Boomer here. You know, I visited River Spring Living in Riverdale, and I can tell you firsthand, there is a reason they're the nation's leader in senior care. Walking through the halls, the energy is undeniable. From life-changing technology to personalized care and compassion, I've seen the difference they make in helping older adults live better lives. So whatever your needs are today or tomorrow, River Spring Living is here for you. Experience the difference for yourself. Visit riverspringliving.org. That's riverspringliving.org.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Toyo tires, there's only one place to go: Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Toyo tires, there's only one place to go: Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for a new set of Toyo tires, there's only one place to go, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today to carsforkids.org. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's CARS with a K.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Right, Anthony Gallo on the Fan. 888-808-1019. St. John's up 40-27 over UConn. Dan Hurley still crying at the break. I don't know. I just got to get my shot in there. The great Danielle McCartan coming up next. Fanatics Games is what it's called. Check it out. She did an awesome job with the video. Nico Keishier giving her some tips on the snapshot. She could take the whole thing. And she just told me in break that last year, Brady won and then gave out the winnings to all the contestants. So that's pretty cool. It's the nicest thing you can do. Tom Brady, one quick shot, and Connor will get a kick out of this. You know, Brady, a part of this Saudi Arabia flag football game. The Broncos, the only team to not sign a free agent so far. I think it's because Sean Payton's coaching this thing, and he's really jacked up about winning a flag football tournament.
He's too busy to sign anybody.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He's also letting guys go, too. He's just too busy.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that Bo Nix is the next John Elway, so you don't really have to worry about it.
And then, you know, this is a rookie move by me. You know, obviously we somebody sends me. This is not something that happened, but somebody sent me that the Broncos traded for a major wide receiver, and I got all excited in break, and I looked it up, and I was like, this guy's clearly pranking me right now. But Giants get Darnell Mooney. Great move. Good player. It's a great move. They're starting to fill out that wide receiver room, and to a lesser, when I kind of evaluate NFL teams and the passing game, yes, the wide receiver room matters, but so much of the tight end position has gone the way of just pass catching that as a whole, they have really built up the pass catching ability of this team. Isaiah Likely, Calvin Austin, now Darnell Mooney added to the team. You retain Isaiah Hodgins, whatever. Good move. A good depth piece. And then you have Malik Neighbors. Now Darius Slayton is your fourth receiver, maybe. Depending on how Calvin Austin turns out. Isaiah Likely, he's your fifth or sixth target. Slayton is their fifth or sixth target now with Likely in there. And Theo Johnson at tight end. Tyrone Tracy, Scadaboo's a bruiser. Tyrone Tracy is more of a pass-catching back, more of the modern back. So that puts you in the position to now have multiple weapons. 888-808-1019. Tom and Colts Neck, what's going on, Tom?
Hey, what's going on, man? Love the show.
How are you, dude?
I just want to say first things first. I heard you guys talking about sandwiches with no condiments earlier in the show.
Yes, Paul Rosenberg is.
Yeah, the best sandwich with the no condiments is actually coming up this Tuesday on St. Patrick's Day, and that's a corned beef sandwich on rye, no mustard, no cheese. You don't need no condiments for that. That's the best sandwich that you can actually eat with no condiments.
Is your name Paul Rosenberg?
No, my name's
Dude,
not Paul.
I don't know. Am I wrong for liking mustard and Swiss cheese on it?
I'll give you the mustard. I'll give you the mustard, but cheese, no. You just got to go with the mustard. But just a plain corned beef sandwich, that's what you got to go with right there.
All right, I got to do at least the mustard. on that one. But
Yeah, I got you.
is that what you called up about? Or you had something else to say?
No. I'm calling about the World Baseball Classic. I wanted to throw something by you, see what you think.
Yeah.
So you know how I don't know if you follow international soccer.
I do.
They have
I'm a
that thing
huge
called
fan.
the Champions League.
Right.
I don't know if they could do something like that instead of the World Baseball Classic to make it like an actual World Series where they take like the champion of the Japan League, they take the World Series champion.
Well,
the
problem with that is it would be less competitive, Tom.
Yeah, I got you.
Because when you think about it, we can remove Japan.
Yeah.
They would have maybe a team that could compete. But those teams are the investment in those leagues, they have fully fleshed out leagues. But when you have the Dodgers have like a $300 million payroll, Japan's best team is not having a roster that's that fully fleshed out. You are able to compete more, and I don't hate it. They could do something like that maybe as like a one-off. I don't hate it. It'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, Tom. I've always thought about that with like the NBA, but then even that is Paliatakis competing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. This works. Again, me and Danielle were talking at break. I don't mind it played right now. I'm into it. I get it. It's dangerous for some of the guys and they might get hurt. I can't operate like that. But if they moved it to the end of the season, I think it works for everyone. You do have guys now that when their season ended in, September, they're more willing to keep themselves in shape. So you might see more competitive baseball at the end of the year instead of some of these guys like tailing off because they want to be ready for the World Cup, for the World Baseball Classic. Bryce Harper mentioned the Olympic stuff, and I've heard it floated out there that obviously the tournaments would be every 4 years. So every 2 years, you would get an Olympic or a World Baseball Classic instead of an All-Star game. I do think that might be something that's used as a bargaining chip in the next CBA. So next year, when the owners are fighting for a cap, that might be a bargaining chip. It seems more and more likely they're going to have a cap in this sport. It's just to what extent. And when you look at the makeup of the season, you could survive a 2.5 week break, and they probably could condense the schedule more because all of the leagues are in session. Again, I would rather it not be in the middle of the season. I would rather it be after the season then, if you're not going to do it before the season. But I could see that being the thing, instead of the All-Star break being a week, making it, 16, 17 days, and maybe a team has to, play a game or two. If you got a guy in the finals, maybe you're playing a game or two without them. Maybe that's it. I don't mind it where it is right now. I don't mind it if it was after the season. But I do think that's going to be a bargaining chip because these owners really want the cap. And I hope if they get the cap, the luxury tax money goes away. Because no more do the Pirates and the Rays and the A's and the Reds and the Marlins and the Rockies get the pocket because other teams are spending money. That's what I want to see. And I'll say it again. A lot of you guys get bent out of shape. And I've seen this. And I understand it because you fear that the players aren't valuing the World Series. But when I see Kike Hernandez or Julio Rodriguez, any of these guys say they care more about the World Baseball Classic than they do the World Series, that to me is not devaluing the World Series. Last night, Dominican Republic versus why am I drawing a blank? Korea. Vlad Guerrero sprinting home, dives in, Superman dives, like just right in the home plate. And everyone's like, I've never seen Vlad move like that before. And it's like, he did that in the World Series. And they literally posted a picture of the two of them side by side, side by side, the picture of him diving into the home plate last night and the picture of him diving in the home plate in the World Series. And it's a perfect example. These guys go all out for this. They're not showing up in the World Series and not playing. They're not giving a timid effort. So what devalues the World Series is not players caring about the WBC and maybe putting more value in that trophy, but still caring about the World Series. We've seen Juan Soto put his body on the line. We've seen Aaron Judge put his body on the line. We've seen Ohtani put his body on the line for a World Series. What hurts and devalues the World Series is a third of the teams in baseball not valuing winning, not prioritizing winning, and actively laughing in their fan base's faces, saying winning is not a priority. Artie Moreno of the Angels. Winning's probably not even a top 5 priority for fans because moms want safety and blah, blah, blah. That hurts baseball. Rob Manfred calling the World Series a hunk of metal, and I like Rob Manfred more than most of you do. He's frustrating, but he's done some things for the game that have helped. That hurts baseball. Bob Nutting not being able to face his fans because he refuses to put a team around Paul Skeens. The A's alienating an entire city, actively not trying to be competitive so they could tank and move the team like it's the movie Major League to Vegas. That is devaluing the World Series. Here's the tweet. Whether it's March or October, Vladdy will be defying gravity. Expect everything. Literally, the same. It's almost a similar picture of him diving in the home plate. That is what hurts me more than seeing Francisco Lindor the last time around saying he cares more about this. The owners in baseball are the biggest enemies of baseball. It's not the players. It's not the WBC. And this isn't even a salary cap thing. If we get a salary cap that starts off at like $290, and there better be a floor. If there's a floor, then maybe we got something. That's where I have an issue with this. I wish people would get more frustrated with the owners not valuing winning than with the players caring about the WBC. That's where my issue resides. But on a more positive light, we got a big game tomorrow. Dominican Republic, USA, Paul Skeens versus Luis Severino. And I can tell you this much. I wouldn't be very confident playing in the Dominican Republic with the way the U.S. pitching staff has gone and the way Mark DeRosa has butchered every single pitching decision he's made. But Paul Skeens being on the mound gives me a little bit of confidence. And DeRosa, and I want to get into a couple more Knicks thoughts before I get going, and the great Danielle McCartan at 8 o'clock. DeRosa, I think it was with Mike, came on, and it must have been right after, it was either after Beltran got hired, before obviously having to step down, or Mickey Callaway got hired. And DeRosa was talking about how, like, the Mets, all these teams made a mistake, they should have hired me, blah, 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 blah. Or something along that lines. It might have not been the exact thing. And he's proving that he is not cut out for... He's coaching a dream team right now. He's got MVPs and Cy Young winners on his roster, and they're struggling in this tournament at times. They might win it, but I'm just saying, in the game, you could tell the process is not there. His handling, he should have just came out and said, I messed up. Yeah, I messed up. I thought we were in. or joked, never in doubt. Instead, he lied and tried to, brush back what he said. So I think that is going to hurt his managerial chances for a long time coming. Connor in Miami. What's going on, Connor? Connor, are you there?
Yeah, I am here, brother. How you doing?
What's going on, dude?
Hey, I think right now what's going on with the WBC, it's amazing for baseball.
Yes,
I
sir.
just think with the season coming up in a little under 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
It's so many people are into the game, right? All across the globe.
Yep.
It's just I feel like this is like an opportunity that Manfred and company need to capitalize on, pull in the international audience, get everybody into the game, and you got to strike while the iron's hot, and now's the time.
I 100% agree, and I think that's the added aspect of it is you go into the season with this hype. Like, we are hyped up for baseball, but for maybe the casual or maybe the fan that lives in a market that's not going to get much hope this year, like we do. I mean, you're in Miami. I'm sure the Marlin fan is going to, that ballpark is going to be empty for most of the season, and it's been, sold out for 3 weeks now.
I'm trying to get over to the game tomorrow night, but I mean, the ticket is like $250.
Yeah,
for the cheapest seat in the house.
So the last time around, I tried. I appreciate the call, Connor. The last time around, I tried to get tickets to Miami for the group stage match. I wanted to go see anybody, and it was Miami. Come on, it's Miami. It's fun. This year we looked, and then I was supposed to go out to Houston for the group stage to see the U.S. play, and some changes to my schedule and some other things came up. I had to, cancel that. And a couple of my buddies went out there and they said it was awesome. Obviously, there was games like Italy versus England that didn't really have a buzz to it, but it was awesome. And next time, I'm really going to make an effort to try and get out there for something. If I had the money, I would 100% be flying down to Miami tomorrow for U.S. Dominican Republic. That is going to be such an electric game. The crowd is obviously going to be very pro DR, but it's going to be awesome. The U.S. players are going to be, tasked with meeting the moment. Paul Skeens, if he pitches like he did against Mexico, you have to be confident. And that Mexican team was a good team. That is one of the teams that I was wrong about, because I didn't expect Italy to get out of the group. I actually thought Mexico was going to be a sleeper, and I'm pretty sure they were third or fourth place the last time. In the tournament. They have a good squad. So I really thought that was going to be the case. But, yeah, that was the plan. So it looks electric. Everyone I know, I've had buddies. My guy Hector at Latino Sports was in Puerto Rico for the group stage. It looked electric everywhere. Maybe next time, me and Connie Buckets will go out to Japan and we'll go see Japan versus Czechoslovakia in the group stage. Or Czechia. Oh, man. Show flies by every time. Shout out to Connor. Shout out to Rosie. If you want to follow me on X or IG, on X, it's you can just search Anthony Gallo, WFAN, or Pico Day _Gallo, or Pico de Gallo 24 on IG. Coming up next, the great Danielle McCartan. Make sure you check out the Fanatics games video she put together as she's trying to get in that tournament. Very cool. Great job by her. She's got you for the rest of the night. I'll be back I'm sure I'll make an ass of myself this week on whatever game show Craig has in store for us. So stay tuned. Let's go, Johnnies. Let's go, USA. 888-808-1019 is the number to call as always. Anthony Gallo on The Fan.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM. WFAN, New York.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Those tags are bad. They create bad feelings between the player and ownership, and that's why I think the Jets did what they did last year with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Let's get them into camp. Let's pay them. Let's keep them happy. And this way they won't bitch and complain when Justin Fields is throwing the ball over his head.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines.
These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people